Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. 3 East Side businesses are under investigation by Kirkland police for human trafficking and promoting prostitution. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu was outside Miss A Salon in Bellevue as a customer approached the business.
Did you hear why they shut it down?
They shut down?
They shut it down. They did a prostitution bust. Said there was human trafficking going on.
Oh.
You come here a lot?
No.
No? First time? What were you hoping to get done?
This week, Federal Way City Council discussed restrictions on massage parlors. Last month, Bothell Police shut down 5 parlors. Seattle Police announced plans yesterday to combat human trafficking as hundreds of thousands of people prepare to visit the city for the FIFA World Cup. That's just 5 weeks away. Meanwhile, a Seattle man is under investigation after social media posts show him throwing a rock at a monk seal in Hawaii. Kaylee Schnitzer is an 18-year-old Maui resident, and she posted this video.
What are you doing? Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
State conservation officers detained the 37-year-old. Hawaiian monk seals are protected under federal and state law, and NOAA has now taken over the case. Officials say the investigation is ongoing and are reminding visitors to keep their distance from wildlife. Major plans to extend Sound Transit service through Seattle now appear to be hanging in the balance. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Sound Transit acknowledges they don't have the money to pay for every project.
Ballard residents in Seattle let Sound Transit's executive committee have it after a project to link their neighborhood to Seattle Center landed on a list of projects, quote, not currently affordable.
We plead you to work with your constituents, urban planners, corporate partners, honestly, whoever it takes, to fund and build all of ST3.
Projects for stations along Graham Street and the Boeing Access Road in Seattle are also on that list. The committee is discussing a resolution saying they are committed to doing all the work they've promised. They just don't know yet how they're going to pay for it. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Alaska Airlines says it's preparing to take on as much as $1 billion in new debt. The Seattle Times reports the airline is facing higher than expected fuel costs this year, putting pressure on its balance sheet as it works to recover from recent operational challenges. Alaska says the additional borrowing would help maintain cash flow and keep its fleet and schedules on track. And we're getting a closer look at Microsoft's voluntary retirement offer. It says eligible workers will receive a lump sum of cash based on years worked at the company and their role. They'll also continue to receive health care and keep stock options. The Seattle Times reviewed the plan, which was posted internally on Microsoft's Human Resources site. Nearly 9,000 workers have about a month to decide whether to stay or take the deal. The company estimates the buyout will cost Microsoft roughly $900 million. And now let's get a check on the roads with your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I've got Chris Sullivan.
Yeah, you do, Katrina. It's good to have you back here in the 5 o'clock hour. This is
nice
awesome.
To be back. It's like
good,
home.
I know. Great to hear your voice on the air. It's wonderful. Glad you're here. We missed you. The roads right now, we're looking really good. It's nice and easy. We're supposed to get a little weather sometime today, but nothing's materialized on the roads. So all in all, we're running nice and easy. Only 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. 35 from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems there. Nice and 30-minute trip for you. Coming down from the north end, really quiet as well. Everett to Seattle, Everett to Bellevue, both about 35 minutes. Lake Bridges are quiet. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, low clouds this morning and a chance for maybe a few sprinkles, some late afternoon clearing. We'll have sun tomorrow and mostly cloudy for Mother's Day. It'll be dry. Right now, it's about 53 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, Gas Buddies Patrick DeHaan breaks down the latest gas prices. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
After 49 plus years in business, all the gear has got to go.
Murphy Auctions presents the huge equipment auction of Don Olson Construction and Lee's Sanitation. And this is a big one. Like late model job-ready iron, including a 2022 Western Star Super Solo with under 7,000 miles, plus 4 additional dump trucks, and a 2021 Ford F550 flatbed 4x4 with under 9,000 miles. Excavators? We got them. A 2019 Cat 315 FL, a 2021 Cat 310, plus 14 more. There's 11 Case 580 backhoes, 6 Case 550 dozers, plus pickup trucks, trailers, and a massive lineup of support equipment like buckets, trench boxes, welders, compressors, shop tools, and more. Bidding is open now and starts closing Wednesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Preview all equipment on site Tuesday, May 12th in Auburn. For photos and all details, check murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
If you're over 62 and feel squeezed by rising monthly bills, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home, want to stay in it, but feel more financial pressure every month. Property taxes are adding up. Insurance is up. Everyday bills are up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment on top of all of that. Are you worried about outliving your savings? A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating your mortgage payment, paying off debt, and giving you breathing room every month. Now, let me be clear, it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a powerful tool. When you call Best Mortgage for a free consultation, you'll talk directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for your situation. If you're 62 or older and want straight answers about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Dr. Wagner, what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
As the Iran war continues, the price of gas continues to soar. In our state now, it's nearing $5.80. Once again surpassing the previous record for the highest ever price at the pump in Washington.
Let's check in now with Patrick DeHaan, the head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy. Patrick, we're seeing you everywhere. I'm listening to the newscasts. I'm watching all the cable channels. You are really on top of this. We appreciate you joining us for a couple moments today. Just give us a big picture. First of all, we see the price of a barrel of oil going down, but the price of our gas going up.
Yeah, we certainly are seeing that this morning. Looking at fresh data here, another new record high for Seattle, $5.94 a gallon. Yeah, we continue to try to rival California across the state. California, by the way, is $6.16, so you're a little bit behind here, but you may not catch up. As you mentioned, the price of oil down for a second straight day. This may eventually, here towards the weekend, stop the increases, and the train could start gaining momentum going the other way, at least for now. Obviously, we've seen a couple of these instances, right, where the administration's close to a deal. But what's different is the president trying to make a deal, but at the same time also forewarning of new potential tax if the deal doesn't occur, if Iran doesn't accept. So, temporarily we may get a little lower over the weekend. And the next chapter is going to be written by what is happening here right now between the U.S. and Iran. Whether or not a deal will emerge, hard to know. But if it does, the market is looking at promise right now and oil lower. But depending on what happens is going to dictate where we go next after a little bit of relief here in the days ahead.
$5.94? Is that what you said?
$594 for regular, and diesel, as I look at it here this morning, even higher. If my chart would load, probably not loading because prices are just too high to keep track of now. The chart has to rewrite itself. So
let's talk about the Strait. The U.S. had been trying to escort ships along that oil vessel passage. They ended those attempts. How does that play into all this?
yeah, it's an interesting development, that President Trump had said, well, we're going to stop. And I think he cited negotiations with Iran. So, that's the interesting dynamic here is maybe that is the first olive branch to Iran, the sign that the U.S. might be serious. You never know if Iran is saying, well, before we start sitting down, this is what our demands are. So it might have been, in response to something Iran asked for. And I think that's why oil markets reacted to that, because it didn't make much sense unless there's something going on behind the scenes. And by the way, now that my diesel chart loaded, I see why. $7.03 a gallon for diesel. But prices, remarkably for diesel, the price has been above $7 now since April 8th. And it may eventually here slip back below the $7 mark.
And just to put a fine point on it, why is the price of diesel so much of a big deal for people when they go to the grocery store or other places to buy things?
Well, we see it every day on the road. The trucks that make those deliveries, that is where $7 diesel is going to be particularly impactful. Trucks and trains drive the U.S. economy, and the tractors feed the economy. They feed us. And so, when you talk about, getting something from the field to the grocery store, you're talking about, processing, distribution, end mile distribution. I mean, diesel is what powers the U.S. supply chain back and forth. All these commodities are moving between factories, between processing, between distribution. And all of that is powered by, a commodity now that's $7 a gallon. And that's a huge price.
I'm curious, though, Patrick, as you watch this, is this historic yet? Is this something that we're going to remember for generations, or is this just going to be a blip in the big picture?
Well, I mean, from the historical perspective, both gasoline and diesel have hit records, and that's always going to be tied to this situation. We all remember 2022 when inflation was white hot, when gas prices skyrocketed. So, you put this in the context of the Arab oil embargo, it's probably from a supply perspective more disruptive than the Arab oil embargo was back in the 70s. We don't have the gas lines, thank goodness. Part of the reason is that we learned a lot of lessons after the Arab oil embargo, right? We built the Strategic Petroleum Reserve because of that we're using now to try and offset the shock from the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. So absolutely, I think this is historic, certainly my career. How many times have you invited me and I've had the opportunity to come on your show? I mean, that's historic as well. So that's the part I'm ready to have that the chapter might be closed. And I'm sure everyone's probably sick of hearing me talk about high prices. But I think this is something that we'll probably remember for a while.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast right now, low clouds this morning. We'll see a chance for a few sprinkles later today. We'll see a little sun and high clouds tomorrow and a mostly cloudy Mother's Day that looks mainly dry. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden gives his weekend planner. That's next. I'm Katrina Kashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
The throw to first, and it's in time. Holy smokes, what a play by J.P. Crawford.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But if you're looking for a truly golden view, look no further than the seats on the first baseline, a.k.a. Trident Town. Post up behind the Mariners dugout, and you get a great view of Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, and our entire rotation at work.
Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, blew it by him, strike three.
Not to mention the best view of the best home run celebration in baseball. When the Trident goes up, you know a party's going down.
It is gone!
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
The Mariners' upcoming giveaway lineup is stacked. Hello Kitty clear crossbody bags May 15th. Thanks to Starbucks. Salute to Armed Forces military caps May 16th. Thanks to Boeing. And Josh Naylor's Mariners bobblehead debut May 18th and 19th. Brought to you by Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get tickets at mariners.com.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com, firstmarkinsurance.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
Carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy. Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news. They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to cleaned, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump says the ceasefire with Iran is holding despite a skirmish in the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Jesse Mitchell has more.
President Trump says the talks with Iran are going well.
It's an offer that's basically said they will not have nuclear weapons. They're going to hand us the nuclear dust and many other things that we want.
The president went to the National Mall to inspect the newly painted reflection pool and took questions from reporters. On the topic of Iran, Trump said a deal could happen any day.
They have to understand if it doesn't get signed, they're going to have a lot of pain. They're going to have a lot of pain.
Jesse Mitchell, CBS News.
The Trump administration will start revoking the passports of Americans who owe child support. The State Department hasn't said when the new policy will start or how many people could have their passports revoked, but it does say it is tracking 4.3 million people with outstanding child support debt. Here in Washington, King County prosecutors have now charged both suspects in the attack on an elderly man in downtown Seattle. Jesse and Elian was charged yesterday with second-degree assault for the April 19th beating of the 77-year-old victim at 3rd and Pike.
That's exactly what you don't want to see in downtown Seattle or anywhere.
That's Casey McNerthy in the prosecutor's office. Elian is set for arraignment on Tuesday. His co-defendant was charged last week. That man posted bail, and now police are looking for him once again. ICE says despite claims from the state of Washington about its Tacoma Detention Center, it maintains a higher standard of care than most U.S. prisons.
Last month, Governor Bob Ferguson and State Attorney General Nick Brown sued GEO Group, the private company that runs the Northwest ICE Processing Center in Tacoma, after 2 detainee deaths, 6 suicide attempts, and more than 3,500 complaints alleging contaminated water, medical neglect, and unwashed bedding. AG Brown said late last month that the state wants a judge to order the facility to let the state health inspectors in. But an ICE spokesperson now says the state simply showed up unannounced without following established procedures that would have granted inspectors access. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
AG Brown's office says the state did follow long-established procedures, and other inspectors have conducted unannounced inspections at facilities for decades. A Seattle man is under investigation after a social media post showed him throwing what appears to be a coconut-sized rock at a monk seal in Hawaii. Kaylee Schnitzer took this video.
What are you doing? Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
State conservation officers detained the 37-year-old. Hawaiian monk seals are protected under federal and state law, and NOAA has now taken over the case. Officials say the investigation is ongoing. And now for a look at your traffic, let's go to KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic with Chris Sullivan.
Not much has changed in 30 minutes at this point. We're looking at nice and easy drive, Katrina. Across the board, we're looking at 35 minutes between most of our destinations, like from Puyallup to Renton, Federal Way to Seattle, Everett to Bellevue, all about 35. Lake bridges are quiet. The Renton to Bellevue drive's only 15. Have about a 30-minute trip up from Olympia to Tacoma, 18 and 16, looking pretty good as well. So hoping we keep it going this way, but I know it's still early. We're about 20 minutes away from when we first start seeing the slowing around Northgate. So we'll see if this materializes into a fast Friday or not. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
For your forecast, low clouds this morning and chance for a few sprinkles later in the day. We'll have some sun breaks tomorrow, and it'll be mostly cloudy for Mother's Day. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, the weather might not be quite as warm as last week, but there is still plenty of fun to be had this weekend. And if you're looking for something to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Welcome to Mother's Day weekend. Yes, in case you needed that reminder, Mother's Day is Sunday. So let's take a look at all the fun going on this weekend, just in case you still need to make some plans to celebrate the moms in your life. The Flower Festival returns to Pike Place Market for its 18th year. Here you will find the perfect bouquet for mom, as over 30 local flower farms from across Washington will be bringing tulips, daffodils, and all your springtime favorites. Plus, you can take a trip through the market to pick up a gift from one of the craft vendors or get the perfect ingredients for Mother's Day brunch on Sunday, all while enjoying live music. The Flower Festival is Saturday and Sunday. Here's a couple other ideas for Mother's Day. That includes the Mother's Day Improv Show in Post Alley on Sunday at 7:30, and at the Central Cinema, they are showing Mamma Mia Sunday at 4. Urban Craft Uprising is putting on the Edmund Spring Fest at Francis Anderson Playfield on Saturday from 10 to 5. This will be the perfect spot to do some shopping ahead of Sunday, or an event for you and the family to check out, as over 100 vendors will be on site selling a wide variety of crafts, arts, and other goods. There will be food trucks on site to keep you fed as you support local small businesses. Also in Edmonds, there are multiple free jazz shows this weekend for the 25th annual Edmonds Jazz Connection. This is a celebration of high school jazz artists from across the state who will be taking over 3 venues in Edmonds for a full day of music. You'll find the Jazz Connection taking place at the Edmonds Center for the Arts, Edmonds Theater, and the Francis Anderson Center. The event also works as a fundraiser to help raise money for scholarships and programs in the district. The Beacon Arts Street Fair returns for its monthly installment. The fair takes place outside El Entro de la Raza in Seattle and will have everything you need for a wonderful afternoon with friends or family. There will be live music, an art market, food vendors, and family-friendly activities for the kids. The fair starts at 11 on Saturday. If you love books, especially the art and design of books, head on over to Washington Hall in Seattle for the Art Book Fair. This fair runs Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 5 and will have over 85 artists, designers, and organizations from right here in Washington and across the world showing off their work and offering workshops, panel talks, and more. The event is described as a celebration of independent book publishing, book design, and artist books. Tonight and tomorrow night, thousands of drones will take to the sky at Marymore Park for Space Chase. The press release describes the event as a cinematic, story-driven light experience blending music, technology, and large-scale aerial artistry, and features 1,200 illuminated drones who will move in synchronized formations. The show starts at 9:15 and will be about an hour, but the gates will open at 7:15. There will also be food and drinks on site. Tickets are available now. In the world of sports, the Seattle Reign have a home match at Lumen Field on Sunday at 4 p.m. The Sounders take the pitch at Lumen on Saturday at 7:30 against San Diego FC. And the Everett Silvertips start their WHL Championship Series against the Prince Albert Raiders tonight at 7. Tonight and tomorrow's games are home games, so don't miss out on your chance to watch championship hockey. How are you celebrating your mom? Let me know at paulh@KIROradio.com.
Coming up, we'll have national headlines. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
After 49 plus years in business, all the gear has got to go. Murphy Auctions presents the huge equipment auction of Don Olson Construction and Lee's Sanitation. And this is a big one. Like late model job ready iron, including a 2022 Western Star Super Solo with under 7,000 miles, plus 4 additional dump trucks, and a 2021 Ford F550 flatbed 4x4 with under 9,000 miles. Excavators, we got them. A 2019 Cat 315 FL, a 2021 Cat 310, plus 14 more. There's 11 Case 580 backhoes, 6 Case 550 dozers, plus pickup trucks, trailers, and a massive lineup of support equipment like buckets, trench boxes, welders, compressors, shop tools, and more. Bidding is open now and starts closing Wednesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Preview all equipment on site Tuesday, May 12th in Auburn. For photos and all details, check murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
This is Ricky Rubio, point guard for the Phoenix Suns.
And I'm Holly Robinson Peete, actor and along with Ricky, ambassador for Delivering Jobs. We know that a job is empowering and instills confidence. Yet 81% of adults with developmental differences don't have a paid job, even though companies that employ people with differences report better morale and higher productivity.
There are 6.5 million people in the U.S. with an intellectual or developmental difference such as autism.
And now, thanks to Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, the Holly Ride Foundation, and Special Olympics, there has never been more opportunity to improve hiring practices and build a more inclusive workforce. Join me, Ricky Rubio, and these amazing organizations in supporting and creating pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community.
Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
That's deliveringjobs.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm sure by now you've heard interviews with a whole lot of people who took the First Mark Challenge and saved so much money on their insurance and got better coverage. We call them First Mark victories. Well, I too took the First Mark Challenge and am thrilled to say that First Mark is saving my family thousands. Now that's what I call a victory. Before we got married, my husband had been with the same agent for so long, I think we just assumed that they were working hard to get us the best coverage and save us money. But it wasn't the case. And we only knew that by taking the First Mark Challenge. First Mark works for you, not the insurance carriers. First Mark will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, which could leave you at risk for financial loss. Then they carefully search the market, dozens of major carriers to find you the best fit. And that's it. First Mark Insurance has helped thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance and save them thousands, my family included. Be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Take the First Mark Challenge now. It's free. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance, they work for you.
CBS News Brief. A U.S.-Iran ceasefire on shaky ground after the U.S. as it thwarted attacks on 3 Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Jared Hill.
The Pentagon says the strikes were self-defense. Despite this latest escalation, the president says the ceasefire is still holding.
The cruise ship hit with a hantavirus outbreak will be allowed to drop anchor, not dock, in Spain's Canary Islands. As for what happens next for those 17 Americans on board, CBS's Dr. John LaPook.
They're talking right now about the State Department maybe having a 747 that's equipped with pods, with these capsules where, people being transported back, if they happen to get symptomatic, they can go in there and be safely there.
The online learning platform Canvas back in schools from K through college after yesterday's cyber attack. CBS's Brad Halbeeb.
So far, some school officials say that there's no evidence that Social Security numbers, financial information, or home addresses were part of the breach.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, low clouds this morning and a chance for a few sprinkles. Briefly, we'll see a little sunshine tomorrow before high clouds pick up and a mostly cloudy and dry Mother's Day. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, Chris Sullivan with a choke point. A big change is coming to I-5, Highway 520 interchange next week. He'll break that all down for us next. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Why'd I go to the doctor?
Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
For more than 75 years, the VA Home Loan Benefit has helped millions of eligible veterans and service members achieve their piece of the American dream, a home for their families. Did you know that you could purchase a home or refinance your current home loan with your VA Home Loan Benefit? VA home loans have lower closing costs and generally enjoy lower interest rates than other borrowers. The VA Home Loan may save you thousands of dollars on your mortgage. For more information, visit www.va.gov or talk to a lender of your choice. Choose VA.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explain this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. While the treatment really attacked the cancer, unfortunately, it also attacked his body. Uncontrollable fevers, terrible nosebleeds, and his skin was burned from the inside out. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was founded 70 years ago by parents who also lost their child to cancer. Today, we're pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer.
We are so close to finding better treatments for kids with cancer. So it's too late to save Zach, but working together, we can save thousands of kids just like him.
Visit LLS.org and save a child's life.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Let's go!
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, attention I-5 and Highway 520 drivers. Hope your merging skills are up to the task.
A major traffic shift will greet you Monday morning, and it'll take some getting used to, Sully.
Yeah, it will, because we've never done anything like this before with I-5 and 520.
Okay.
And if you are watching on our YouTube live feed, David's going to play some video I shot out there because it's one of those things it's going to be kind of visual to check out. And so what you're looking at here is basically the very far west end of 520, right there at I-5 where you get on. And so getting on eastbound 520 from either direction of I-5 hasn't really changed since the interchange was built. Northbound I-5 drivers end up in the right lane of eastbound 520. Southbound I-5 drivers end up in the left lane. That switches this weekend. Come Monday, northbound I-5 drivers are going to be on a new ramp that you can see on this video that's going to come down there on the far, what's going to be the left-hand side for the drivers, right-hand side if you're watching on video. And that will pop you onto 520 in the left lane.
If you follow the car in front of you and we stripe it properly, which we will, you'll just use a new ramp to get to eastbound 520. I think the bigger thing will be People coming from southbound I-5 will be coming as they normally will, and instead of having traffic on their right, they'll have traffic on their left.
WashDOT Steve Pierce says that will likely create a very new merging scenario for drivers who are wishing to get off at Montlake Boulevard. Northbound I-5 drivers will now have to merge into the right lane to do it. That's something they've never had to do before.
The people that are coming from northbound I-5 wanting to go to Montlake will have about a third of a mile to merge over. So we're encouraging people to zipper merge. Be kind to the other drivers, but you should have plenty of time to be able to get over.
Southbound I-5 drivers, though, will no longer have to merge because they'll now be in the right lane. Expect some confusion on Monday, and I know you're probably confused right now, already. Even looking at the video. But this is a really significant shift and something drivers are going to have to be prepared for. So why is WashDOT doing this?
We need to create a work zone in these lanes, because we're building a lid over 520 and we need workroom.
To prep for this traffic change, WashDOT will be closing eastbound 520 all weekend from late Friday night to early Monday morning, all the way from I-5 across to the east side. Pierce says, got a lot to do.
To not only shut down this old ramp, but also to open the new ramp. There's still some finishing touches that need to happen. You can see there's some paving, lots of striping. From I-5, essentially eastbound all the way to Montlake. New striping that'll make sure people are right in their own lane.
This new lane configuration expected to last for about 2 years as contractors build the 2.5-acre lid over the road and add HOV lanes from Montlake up to I-5. This, of course, all part of the final phase of widening 520 and building the new bridge over the lake. Contractors already building the new bridges over Portage Bay. You can see those. By the way, work expected to wrap up on this in 2030. Or 2031, depending on how they get it done.
When was I out on the bridge? I was at a different station back then. You and I were both out on this bridge as they were getting this project started. How long ago was that? Like 10,
15? 12? Yeah, it'll be, because if you think about it, it started with all the widening there on the east side going, through Medina and working your way over to 405. And then they started with the bridge building to go across the floating bridge, and they had to add the spot through Foster Island to Montlake. Now they're doing the final section, the final mile or so to get from Montlake. So it's going to be, by the way, a 2-decade project.
I could tell, we didn't know each other back then, but you were looking at me wearing that hard hat, and you were really thinking, that doesn't fit.
Well, that's one of the many things I thought of before I knew you when we were at opposite stations. But no, there's a lot going on here, and I know it's hard to explain. But just imagine, just know that if you're going northbound, I'll try to explain as best I can. If you're going northbound on I-5, you're going to get off on a new ramp. That ramp is going to take you up and over the southbound ramp that comes through, and you're going to appear on that new ramp, but you're going to be on the left side of eastbound 520. You'll get it the first time you do it. Yeah. But southbound drivers coming out of that little tunnel there under I-5 are going to be like, hey, where do you guys come from? Because they're used to I-5 traffic coming in from the right. It's now going to be on the left.
Weird.
And so, drive it Monday morning. You'll get it.
But
it'll
prepared.
take a couple of times. And then the merging is going to be interesting because, you don't have a lot of time to get down into Montlake. And when there are a lot of people getting off at Montlake, about 15,000 a day, it's going to take some time.
The real news here is this is great news for me on one of my other commutes.
That's what matters.
Yes, yeah. I go from I-5 South onto 520 to get off at Montlake, and it's going to make it a lot easier for me because I won't have to merge.
Yeah, you'll already be in your own lane.
Yes,
you'll be in the right lane.
I'm excited.
Good
one of the few, probably.
WashDOT is back on David's Christmas card list.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have more on this on My Northwest?
Yep. Oh, yeah. The video's there, good explainer and whatnot, plus a bunch of maps and things. And again, don't forget, eastbound 520 closed this weekend from I-5 all the way across the lake.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, low clouds this morning, a chance for a few sprinkles later today. Briefly, we'll see some sunshine tomorrow before high clouds increase, and mostly cloudy and dry for Mother's Day. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories here on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
The G and Ursula Show.
This was an incredible weekend.
That sun was peaking and speaking.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
I messed up, though, Ursula, last night.
What happened?
I didn't turn ACs on, woke up around 12 a.m. Then I was looking for a new pillowcase because we got the winter ones on still. And so I had to go in another room and grab another pillow.
You weren't ready for the summer temperatures.
No.
On KIRO News Radio. Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
If you're over 62 and feel squeezed by rising monthly bills, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home, want to stay in it, but feel more financial pressure every month. Property taxes are adding up. Insurance is up. Everyday bills are up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment on top of all of that. Are you worried about outliving your savings? A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating your mortgage payment, paying off debt, and giving you breathing room every month. Now, let me be clear, it's not right for everyone. But for the right person, it can be a powerful tool. When you call Best Mortgage for a free consultation, you'll talk directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for your situation. If you're 62 or older and want straight answers about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
After 49 plus years in business, all the gear has got to go. Murphy Auctions presents the huge equipment auction of Don Olson Construction and Lee's Sanitation. And this is a big one. Like late model job ready iron, including a 2022 Western Star Super Solo with under 7,000 miles, plus 4 additional dump trucks, and a 2021 Ford F550 flatbed 4x4 with under 9,000 miles. Excavators, we got them. A 2019 Cat 315 FL, a 2021 Cat 310, plus 14 more. There's 11 Case 580 backhoes, 6 Case 550 dozers, plus pickup trucks, trailers, and a massive lineup of support equipment like buckets, trench boxes, welders, compressors, shop tools, and more. Bidding is open now and starts closing Wednesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Preview all equipment on site Tuesday, May 12th in Auburn. For photos and all details, check murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Who said the jobs market's been foundering? Payrolls actually defied expectations in April. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The economy added 115,000 jobs during the month. That's about double the number that analysts were expecting. The unemployment rate remained at 4.3%, unchanged from the previous month, and average hourly earnings were up by 3.6% from a year ago.
Healthcare led the way, transportation and retail followed. Unemployment held steady at 4.3%, and Dow futures are up 190 on the news. Hopeful words from Secretary of State Rubio on prospects for a U.S.-Iran peace agreement. Speaking in Rome, he says he expects to hear from Tehran today.
We're expecting a response from them. We'll see what the response entails. The hope is it's something that it can put us into a serious process of negotiation.
Rubio also says Iran's claims of ownership over the Strait of Hormuz, an international waterway, are unacceptable. Yesterday, President Trump called a new exchange of fire with Iran a love tap. The administration began releasing new files on UFOs this past hour. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The Pentagon released the files, but the effort is also being led by the White House and Director of National Intelligence, among others. The Pentagon said in a post on X that President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency, but Americans can ultimately make up their own minds. It also says additional documents will be released on a rolling basis.
A small group of Republicans in Congress had been pressing for transparency. Tennessee's Tim Burchett is thanking President Trump today for keeping his word. The online learning platform Canvas is back up and running at schools across the country from kindergarten through college. A hacking group calling itself Shiny Hunters threatened to leak private messages unless a ransom was paid by next Tuesday. CBS's Jolene Kent.
Overnight, the parent company of Canvas, Instructure, posted that the platform is now available again to most users, but it's still not clear if the company fixed the problem on its own or paid the ransom to hackers. We've reached out to the company for comment and have not yet heard back.
Some schools reporting a growing number of kindergartners aren't potty trained, and they're not impressed. CBS's Michael Wallace.
This is a big distraction for our schools.
John Legg is the school superintendent in Pasco County, Florida.
It is not the kindergartners' teachers' responsibility to be changing diapers for kindergartners.
Beginning this fall, Pasco County schools will send students who are not potty trained home for a week so their parents can train them.
This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
6:03 on Seattle's Morning News. We check in now with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
And we're doing okay. No real issues across the board on our major commuting routes. We do have a nice and easy drive up the I-5 corridor from Olympia through Tacoma all the way up into Seattle. 30 minutes into Tacoma and 35 Federal Way to Seattle. Valley Freeway, nice and easy as well. 35 minutes for you guys on that trip as well. Now, we do have an issue trying to get to the 512 interchange in Parkland. It looks like all northbound lanes of Pacific Ave or Highway 7, whatever you want to call it, are blocked there right before you get to the freeway. So I'll have more for you on that in 10 minutes, but that's a little off the freeway, but definitely causing problems for our friends coming up from the Spanaway area trying to get up into 512. The Renton to Bellevue Drive, only 15 minutes. Lake Bridges are quiet coming down for the north end. No problems for you guys. Nice and easy 35-minute trip. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com. KIRO.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's Morning News.
Good morning. It's 6:04. Close to 9,000 Microsoft employees have until next month to decide if they want to stay with the company or take early retirement. It's the first ever voluntary retirement program for Microsoft. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more on what the company is offering. Luke.
So, Charlie, it's a lump sum of cash, full medical, full dental, and vision for 5 years, and all vested and unvested stock. Employees qualify if their age and their time at the company add up to 70 years or more, and that means 8,750 employees qualify according to the Seattle Times. Let's do the math on the lump sum severance pay, because I think a lot of people want to know how much are they going to get if they retire early. Well, senior managers and below apparently would receive 1 week of their base pay for every 6 months they worked at Microsoft at a maximum of 39 weeks. Director roles get more, 2 weeks of base pay for every 6 months' work. So I'm not expecting you to do the math in your commute to work right now. I did it for you a little bit. So that lower tier worker would get between $100,000 and $120,000. A director level somewhere between $130,000 and $150,000 in a lump sum before taxes. That $150,000 after taxes is about $100,000 is what you would get in cash, plus that dental, medical, etc., and all your stock that you've accrued. So why are they doing this? Well, it's the first time they've done this in 51 years. A lot of experts, of course, point to Microsoft's AI capital expenditures. They just announced in their quarterly earnings report not too long ago, just about a week ago, that they're investing some $100 billion in AI this year. Microsoft also cut about 15,000 jobs last year, and they're tightening their return to office requirements as well. Got to be in the office at least 3 days a week for Microsoft, or you can lose your office, I believe, if you opt to work from home permanently. Anyways,
yeah,
would you take it? I mean, I don't know. It sounds great, but then you might have to find another job.
Got to look for a job, and I think it's COBRA benefits after the first year.
Yeah, so first year full benefits, really, and then COBRA pricey afterwards.
Yeah.
And so you got to pay for that as well, but they'll pay for the first year.
All right, well, thanks for the update. I know a lot of people are considering that right now. It's 6:06. Seattle moving ahead with a new tiny house village under Mayor Katie Wilson's push to expand shelter space. Her office says the city secured a site in South Park for 90 units. They offer wraparound services, healthcare, case management. City officials say a streamlined permitting process could allow the village to open within a few months. A community meeting is planned for nearby residents. Snohomish County could soon make it a crime to expose children to fentanyl. Councilmember Nate Naring introduced a 4-bill package this week that includes the fentanyl measure, modeled after a law Everett passed unanimously. Naring spoke with the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM.
Exposure of children to meth is already criminalized at the state. There was a bill to make this applicable to fentanyl this last session. For whatever reason, it didn't go through. I don't know the politics behind that.
Naring's proposal will also include defunding taxpayer-supplied drug kits, boosting behavioral health spending, and ending housing first mandates. Critics argue the measure could reduce the access to harm reduction services. Seattle police are investigating a suspicious death in the Mount Baker neighborhood where a body was discovered yesterday morning at a homeless camp.
SPD officers were called to a homeless encampment just west of the Mount Baker light rail station just before 9 a.m. The victim we know is male, age is unknown, and we don't know why the death seems suspicious. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
It'll be a matter of time till the detectives finish their initial investigation. The medical examiner will need to come out and they will determine the cause and the manner of death, and of course they will identify the deceased.
In the Mount Baker neighborhood, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, we made it to a Friday, May 8th. I'm Charlie Harger. Manda is making it a 3-day weekend. She returns on Monday. Sully's here, though. You're keeping an eye on traffic.
No, I'm not.
Okay, are you watching golf or are you going through those new UFO files?
I'm going through the UFO files, and I'm not lying. A lot. Trust me, I'm looking for anything from Washington related or anything.
Exactly.
But the thing is, a lot of it's over the Middle East. A lot of it probably with all of our assets over there over the last 20 years. We've probably seen a lot of things, recorded a lot of things. But
so just in case you're not aware, the Pentagon just a couple hours ago released a big document dump of files on UFOs. They've got videos, PDFs. They say a bunch more are coming out.
Yeah, it's about 160 or so files right now. Most of them, a lot of them are like they're super old ones from like the 40s and 50s. But a lot of stuff that's going through is all from like all over the Middle East, Greece, Iran, Iraq.
This is going to be a big story throughout the day. So
I'm
stick
looking
with that.
Yeah, I'm sure if something happens on the roads, I'll get to it. But yeah, if I find Alf, I'll let you know.
Okay, appreciate it. Well, coming up this hour, we get a crime report from a man who's often first to the scene. Independent crime journalist, photog Steve Hickey stops by the studio with us, and we'll have KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden getting us prepared for the weekend. 6:09 now. Sound Transit leaders discussed a resolution yesterday saying they're committed to doing all the work they've promised under voter-approved ST3 expansion plan. This is despite a $35 billion budget shortfall. A lot of residents voiced frustration during the committee meeting, demanding their projects get built, including a link between Seattle Center and the city's Ballard neighborhood, which is now listed as not currently affordable.
We plead you to work with your constituents, urban planners, corporate partners, honestly, whoever it takes, to fund and build all of ST3.
Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine said there are no plans to cancel any proposed projects, although 10 projects have been deferred.
Central Puget Sound region is hungry for a world-class transit system, and we will continue to deliver on that vision.
Other projects on Sound Transit, the not currently affordable list, include stations along Graham Street and Boeing Access Road in Seattle. 3 Eastside businesses are under investigation for human trafficking and promoting prostitution. KIRO 7's Jack Bilyeu reports outside Miss A Salon in Bellevue.
While we were here, at least 3 people tried to go inside. 2 of them denied knowing anything about prostitution. Christine Moreland saw it all firsthand.
I witnessed a scene that sometimes feels like it's a bit out of a movie where, they're going in, they're serving the warrant, they're checking the space, they're making sure it's cleared, they're bringing the victims out. And then, what I often say is that's when the real work begins.
Moreland's nonprofit, The More We Love, accompanied Kirkland police while they executed search warrants on 3 businesses, Miss A Salon in Bellevue, Crystal Asian Spa in Kirkland, and Amazing Head Spa in Bellevue. Her group aimed to help trafficking victims.
And we had a sit-down interview with Christine Moreland going really in depth on the massage parlors, the world of prostitution around that, and how it really gets overlooked. We're going to have that interview for you here on Seattle's Morning News on Monday. Right now it's 6:11 here on SMN. We check the weather forecast with Nick Allard from KIRO 7 TV. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Another day and another cloudy morning. Without a doubt, it is cloudy out there now yet again, and it's just going to be for the first half of the day. I think you'll slowly see increasing sun breaks late this afternoon. There's a weak system coming through today, and it's just going to keep more areas cloudy for longer, but I think you will see some sun breaks again late afternoon once the system passes the area. There could be a shower or two across, like the Kitsap Peninsula or the coast, but I don't really see much more than that. Highs will be in the mid-60s, turning partly cloudy later today. Tomorrow, we see a little morning cloud cover, this tiny window with some decent sunshine, and then about midday, high clouds push in again. So it's just like, ugh, we can't get any sun. Speaking of not getting any sun, I don't think we'll see any on Mother's Day either, because Mother's Day looks like today, where that system coming through will hold together enough to give us some clouds, and maybe around dinner time, even a couple of showers farther north. I don't see much. I really think you're going to be mainly dry, but there could be a few. And we go with mid-60s today, about 70 tomorrow, mid-60s for Mother's Day, and then, of course, sunshine next week in the 70s. I've been trying all week to make this work, but I just can't do it.
Hey, it's not a rain out at least.
No, I don't think so, but there will still be more clouds than I would hope for.
Okay, well, Nick, I'm going to need you to go through all those UFO files that just got released, and we'll have a complete update from you, our scientist friend, confirming the existence of aliens. We'll do that at the
that's
7
easy,
a.m.
yeah.
Date, okay?
I got a whole hour to do that?
A whole hour.
All right, I'll see you then.
Nick,
talk to your guy.
Yeah, I'll call him.
It's 48 in Seattle right now. 6:13, time for traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
Still haven't found anything from Washington. I did find something from Dearborn, Michigan from 1958. Most of these
first UFO sightings were over Mount Rainier, back in the 40s.
Mount Rainier and Baker, of course. Yeah. People saw them flying right into the mountain. Who doesn't remember that? What was 7, 8 different craft they said back in the day? I wasn't around then, but it feels like I was. But yeah, trust me, I'm really looking at the roads. How are they?
How's traffic?
Yeah, great. Looking really good. There's just a little bit of slowing on southbound to 405 as you make your way through the Canyon Park area in Bothell, but really just a little yellow. That's just some merging slowing. Overall, we're under 40 from Everett into Bellevue, 38 from Everett to Seattle. Starting to see a little bit of braking around the forced merge in Northgate. The rest of the map looking really good. Olympia to Tacoma, half hour, 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Northbound I-405 from Renton to Bellevue. Starting to see some action right around the S-curves, but under 20 minutes to get you to Bellevue, and the Valley Freeway is only 35, so we're definitely in a very good spot. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
6:15 now, Friday morning. Independent crime journalist Photog Steve Hickey has an inside track to some of the biggest crime stories around here, and he joins us on occasion on Seattle's Morning News. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you.
We have a few to go over today. Let's start with the story out of Covington. It's just getting more and more complicated. Kyle Cathcart accused of killing his wife, and I actually checked if this was a typo. The prosecutors are asking for $60 million bail for this guy. Just bring us up to speed. What are you learning about this case?
Sure. So Friday morning, a call comes in from the male half saying somebody's broken into the home. My wife's been stabbed. I've been in a fight. They start sending a lot of resources out there. Once they get on scene, they find the wife. She is basically injuries incompatible with life. The medics tried. In this county, we actually have a whole blood transfusion process as well. It was a lost cause. And so very quickly, they start interviewing him. There's also 3 children in the home during this experience. And his story's already not adding up, but he needs to go to the hospital. So they're going to send him over there. He goes to a hospital in Covington. He ends up getting released from the hospital and sent back home while they're still collecting more information. They confiscated both the vehicles, and by Saturday, he seems to be on the run. And at that point, there's still not a lot going out to the public. They didn't seem to want to alert the public. They didn't want to seem to get him to run even harder. They're thinking he doesn't have a lot of means at this point. So I start getting information Saturday about a potential motive. He has stated with his wife that they're about to receive a very large financial settlement. Depending on which doc you look at, it's either $6 million or $60 million, just as you noted in that. And by Sunday, there's a much bigger manhunt. They also thought they had him and went to West Hill and Kent, and another vehicle didn't have him. So by the time they do, they've now say they have a motive. And what it comes down to is he has said that he's getting a civil settlement of somewhere between $6 and $60 million, and he had planned to kill her for at least a month. There's also been more information that's come out to say
Allegedly.
There's also been information that came out saying that he may have tried this before by smothering her, but blamed it on pills he was taking to sleep and Z-Quil. But what they've also found through this interview process is now he says, hey, I was actually making the whole settlement thing up and she didn't know it, and this was just too much for me to handle. Allegedly, that's what he's said as part of his admission. The medical examiner says that she was stabbed or cut upwards of 50 times. And so now the 3 children are with their grandmother, on the wife's side, the wife's mom. She also was a director for basically a foster nonprofit, and pretty well known in the community. So there's been a lot of people coming around trying to help, especially for her mother now, who has these 3 kids.
Yeah, it's just tragic, and sounds like money, again, being the root of all evil.
Yes.
All right. We also have this story out of King County. Pretty clear video of these 2 guys attacking this 77-year-old guy unprovoked downtown. Jacine Elion was charged with assault in the case yesterday. What are you hearing about this case?
So it sounds like this one, you could put this one up as a real-time crime center win. They saw this happening in real time, dispatched resources in real time. That's how they were able to get their first arrest out of this, which the timing's pretty big, just given where the mayor's at with more surveillance right now and where she seems to be signaling she wants to go. But currently, it looks like there is some prior history for at least one of these people. Elion has upwards of 40 bench warrants going back to 2018. for not showing up to other court dates. So they have significant history. I think the thing that really stood out to people was the brutality and the seemingly randomness of this. But it's also a testament to why the Real-Time Crime Center could matter for situations like this, because especially in that area, this man could have been laid out for a long time before anybody would have called 911.
Can you speak to that? How much do these cameras help Seattle police solve these crimes?
So from what we have seen, a fair amount. And I think the mayor's stance is she doesn't know if it prevents crime. And I don't know how to answer that, but what I can tell you is it has gotten a lot of arrests in real time happening, and also provided a lot of evidence for people who are then going down the path of being in the prosecution path. So I think she's probably stuck between a rock and a hard place. She campaigned with a certain message. I think she's gone in, seen more, and she doesn't really know what to do right now, and is relying on her team of advisors to try and give her a path forward. But a lot of her supporters are not happy with her even entertaining these thoughts right now.
So we got this one guy, he's had 40 bench warrants. And this other guy, charged Ahmed Osman, he posted bail already. And what's his status?
So he is out. He also, I believe, made some very interesting comments when he was getting arrested. On the body cam, he starts talking about how he and the mayor know each other, that he has some other people in powerful places. None of that seems to actually have panned out to be true, but he seemed very quick with that response, trying to say, hey, I don't want to say anything else on camera, but here's the people I know and the mayor as well. Beyond that, we don't have a lot of history on this guy, at least not publicly, what he's been up to.
Last we heard, he wasn't locatable by the Seattle Police Department. Have they been able to find him?
Not as of last night, when I last checked.
Okay. I want to transition down to that shooting in Thurston County. A deputy shot and killed a man on April 28th. And you have some details we might not have heard yet.
Yeah, so first, it turns out another person I seem to have gone to school with. This seems to be happening a lot in these cases. So we went to the same junior high at the same time. I didn't really remember him offhand, but because of that was Kirkland Junior High. He lived in Kirkland for some time. It appears there's a case involving him back in 2003 in Kirkland where he put a gun to a police officer's head during a scuffle. The officer at the time had the presence of mind to grab it and then aim it down towards his plates, the plate carrier that he was wearing, while they continued to fight. He ultimately did take a plea deal on that, did serve some time. The King County Prosecutor's Office has also sent me documents on another case in Redmond that also involves an assault from this year that I'm going over as well. I'm going to have more details on that later today. But I think what stands out in this is, like many of these, when it ends in something like an officer-involved shooting, something that these people don't just drop out of nowhere and this is their first time. And he has a pretty considerable criminal history, and yet was still out on the streets, still had a gun again. Each time he gets in these, including the most recent one that Redmond's been processing, a firearm is involved. And he continues to be able to get another firearm one way or another.
And that is a trend you notice over and over again. We had that case last week. A woman had, I think, close to 100 arrests, and then she was involved in a hit and run, killed a person, finally sentenced to prison. But we see these repeat offenders get out of jail, they're able to post a minimal amount of bail, and they're back out on the street.
And it's not always a new thing. As I mentioned, this goes back to 2003. I think, everybody wants to say, it's just how things are now. This has been a longer-term problem than that.
Lastly, you actually requested some of the body cam footage from troopers. This is the big I-5 pileup in Lacey in December. A school bus was hit by a truck driver who was in the country illegally. What are you learning about that?
Yeah, so I got a tip early on about this saying you need to look at some traffic stops about 2 weeks earlier. So I started requesting, and another colleague on the TV news side, we both started putting in our PDRs and just received the footage. So Juan Hernandez Santos, who was involved in this collision in Lacey with that school bus, about 2 weeks previous was pulled over by another trooper. He had no logbooks, no CDL, no medical card, could barely speak 3 words of English. And this stop goes on. I'm going to put the footage out here in the next 24 hours so everybody can view it. But the trooper makes the judgment call to not arrest and leave him with the truck. She said, hey, I've got you off the road. That's all I'm responsible for. You don't drive this away. And then she leaves, and presumably he drives it away. Yeah. We know he was driving it at least 2 weeks later. And I think it opens up a bigger concern. There was a fatal semi versus car in December, at the end of last year, and it was down on 167, and the semi ended up on top of that car. My sources have been able to confirm that the trooper who made an arrest that day, after the fact, was getting calls from admin chastising him for doing the arrest, saying this adds a whole, this is a spectacle. The news now sees this. You could have let the prosecutor handle this in the long run. And so they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. We have one where they let him go and he's driving 2 weeks later. Another time the trooper arrests and then is getting chastised for it. And it's been a challenge. You know, Axios had some really solid reporting on the governor's office and how they're handling communications. And I think Washington State Patrol is stuck between a rock and a hard place when we get into drivers where there's question of citizenship and whatnot.
And just so I'm following here, the Lacey guy with none of the required documentation, did he have a CDL, a driver's license?
According to the documentation, no. He didn't have a CDL, he didn't have a medical card, and he didn't even have a logbook of any kind. That would be an automatic arrest in any other situation. Why he wasn't arrested, this obviously was the trooper's judgment call, and that's where I talk about what happened on 167 later. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place sometimes.
Photog Steve, you can catch him on all the major platforms. Steve, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thank you.
All right, Sully, take it away.
You're doing really well. This is a Friday light out there across the board. Just a little bit of action. Northbound 167 right as you approach 405 in Renton. But overall, under 40 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. And then Renton to Bellevue is only about 17. Looking at northbound I-5, nice and easy from Olympia to Tacoma, 30 minutes there. And then 35 to 40 to go from Federal Way to Seattle. Just a little braking past the West Seattle Bridge. Coming down from the north end, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. So looking good there. The one issue we do have is for those of you trying to work through the Parkland area, kind of around PLU there as you go up northbound Pacific Ave, trying to get to 512. All the lanes of northbound 7 there or Pacific Ave are blocked right there at 512. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With Mariners Value Games, you can score tickets starting under $12 on select dates all season, including the series against the White Sox, May 18th through 20th. And on the 18th and 19th, you can also take home a Josh Naylor bobblehead, thanks to Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com/valuegames.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:31. Thanks for joining us. I'm Charlie Harger. A Seattle man has been detained after social media posts appearing to show him throwing a rock at a monk seal in Hawaii. And KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live with the latest. Luke?
Yeah, chances are people listening have seen this video. It's all over the internet right now. When I got home yesterday, as a matter of fact, the first thing my daughter told me was, "Did you see this?" So I know it's making news out there. Take a listen to the video. It appears to show this 37-year-old man from Seattle standing on a beach in Maui, throwing a rock at the head of a monk seal that was swimming just about 10 feet away. You can hear the splash in the water. Take a listen.
What are you doing? Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello? Holly?
Yeah, I can't tell if the seal was hit or not, but Hawaiian monk seals are protected under federal and state law. It reminds us all of that Hawaii resident, however, who drove a Jeep into a flock of seagulls near Long Beach last year. Remember that one? Jim Travis pleaded guilty to charges of animal cruelty and reckless driving and was sentenced to 2 months behind bars. Witnesses said he aimed his Jeep at those birds, killed about 25 birds, and almost hit 2 people walking their dog. As for that Seattle suspect with the monk seal, no word on charges just yet, but we do know now that that is being handled as a federal case by federal investigators.
And you said he's been detained, not necessarily arrested yet?
Don't know if he's been arrested, certainly not charged yet, but but has been detained, which means they're investigating a crime. They want to talk with him. He's not free to go until they talk it out.
Got it. Federal level. Luke Ducey reporting live. A plan to spend $150,000 in taxpayer money on a giant flagpole in Puyallup is dividing the community. This week, critics, including Puyallup City Council member Lindsay Smolko, called the project performative patriotism.
Love of country is not measured in the height of a flagpole or the size of a flag.
Supporters like combat veteran Paul Herrera want that 20 by 30-foot flag flying over North Meridian Avenue by the 4th of July to honor America's 250th anniversary.
It's a visible statement of this town's appreciation and love for this country with all her faults and all her greatness.
Final vote was 4-3 at Tuesday night's council meeting. 6:33 now. We check traffic on the threes. Chris Sullivan is watching the roads this Friday morning.
I've got a couple of, just some building volumes here and there, but overall our travel times are still great. Looks like we might be opening up a lane or of northbound Highway 7 Pacific Ave right there as you get up through Parkland to 512. We had that closed earlier for a crash. Starting to see the backup dissipate. That was really our one little hiccup on the board because from Olympia all the way to Seattle, you're really only going to touch the brakes right around Highway 18. The Kent Des Moines Road, and then the West Seattle Bridge. It's 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, about 30 from Olympia to Tacoma. Northbound 167 does have braking approaching 405. We've got about a 38-minute trip to go from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is about 17. Lake Bridges still quiet. And all in all, out of the north end, we're still under 40 minutes, which is a giant win for those of you coming down from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This report brought to you by Carpet Liquidators. Get your entire home installed for just $99 at Carpet Liquidators. From carpet to flooring, Carpet Liquidators has got you covered.
So it'll be sun breaks at times in the next few days. A high of 66 today, 71 with high clouds on Saturday, mostly cloudy on Sunday, Mother's Day, 66 for our high. Seattle right now is 48 downtown. At 6:35, time for the opening bell report. CBS's Kelly O'Grady says the latest government report on jobs is better than expected, with the unemployment rate holding at 4.3% and payrolls rising last month by 115,000.
If I look at the 3-month horizon, we're trending in the right direction. We've had 2 months consecutively of job growth over 100,000. As always, it's coming from healthcare.
A court has ruled President Trump's latest 10% tariffs are illegal.
The president enacted the tariffs in February, days after the Supreme Court struck down his previous round of tariffs. He cited Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, which he argued allows the president to impose tariffs for 150 days to deal with large balance of payments deficits. In a 2-1 ruling yesterday, the U.S. Court of International Trade called the tariffs unlawful, but only blocked the levies for 2 businesses and the state of Washington. Trump blamed the court decision on what he called 2 radical left judges. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The national average for a gallon of gas is $4.55 a gallon, according to AAA. Much more here. We are pushing $5.96 in the Seattle area. Even when the U.S. and Iran end the war, the Strait of Hormuz fully open, it will be a while, CBS's Jill Schlesinger tells us, before there's a significant drop in gas prices.
Oil prices are high, even though they've come off those highest levels at $95 a barrel. We are really feeling the brunt at the pumps. And the thing that's really annoying to drivers is that it seems like prices go up so fast. They come down much more slowly, as we like to say. Gas prices take the elevator up, they take the stairs down.
Wall Street making some trade bets that could get you hungry.
First, there was taco. For Trump, always chickens out. Now, financial analysts are taking it south of the border again. They've coined a new acronym for the wartime market and chances of a successful peace agreement. NACHO. Not a chance, Hormuz opens. And it's being thrown around a lot. As traders' doubts grow, the crisis will end anytime soon, and oil and shipping markets signal fears of a prolonged disruption. While Brent crude has dropped from its wartime high of $126 a barrel, prices are still more than 38% above pre-war levels. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
CBS's Nancy Cordes reports one of the next big price increases we could see in response to the war will impact travel plans.
We're going to need a bailout for the entire airline industry.
Economic analyst Henrietta Trays.
You're dealing with jet fuel prices that are 100% higher than they were before the war. It was an unforeseen circumstance. They couldn't plan for this kind of an event.
How big of a bailout are we talking about?
I would say probably somewhere in the $5 billion range.
President Trump has insisted for weeks that the Persian Gulf standoff paralyzing oil shipping is about to end.
They want to make a deal.
But another day went by without an Iranian response to the latest U.S. proposal.
And Alaska Airlines, in reaction, is looking to take on up to $1 billion in debt. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
It would be partly through a debt offering and partly in more loans. It says passing along costs to customers for things like baggage fees to pay for jet fuel price increases. Well, that's just not helping enough.
The Trump administration will start revoking the passports of Americans who owe child support. Here's Michael Wallace.
The State Department hasn't said when the new policy will start or how many people could have their passports revoked, but it does say it is tracking 4.3 million people with outstanding child support debt. A 1996 law gives the State Department the power to revoke the passports of people who have not paid child support, but that law has not been strictly enforced. The State Department has been rejecting the passport applications of people who are behind on child support payments. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Well, trading has begun on Wall Street. The Dow is up 111 points right now. The S&P 500 is ahead by 37, and the NASDAQ has gained 211. Now, a word for KIRO 7 TV. Devastating local floods, evacuations called. So why didn't everyone get the alert? KIRO 7 investigates the failures and gaps in communication during our December floods that put lives and property in danger. KIRO 7's Brandon Thompson goes straight to the county to find out what went wrong and press for change. What's being done right now will make sure all of us get these critical warnings the next time disaster hits. KIRO 7 investigates Monday at 5:30 only on KIRO 7 TV. Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the Friday light drive and probably focus on the little bit of braking we have approaching 405. We'll get down with it next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
The G and Ursula Show.
This was an incredible weekend.
That sun was peaking and speaking.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
I messed up though, Ursula, last night.
What happened?
I didn't turn the ACs on, woke up around 12 a.m. Then I was looking for like a new pillowcase because we got the winter ones on still. And so I had to go in another room and grab another pillow.
You weren't ready for the summer temperatures.
No.
On KIRO Newsradio. Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
If you're over 62 and feel squeezed by rising monthly bills, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home, want to stay in it, but feel more financial pressure every month. Property taxes are adding up. Insurance is up. Everyday bills are up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment on top of all of that. Are you worried about outliving your savings? A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating your mortgage payment, paying off debt, and giving you breathing room every month. Now, let me be clear, it's not right for everyone. But for the right person, it can be a powerful tool. When you call Best Mortgage for a free consultation, you'll talk directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for your situation. If you're 62 or older and want straight answers about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's 6:43. Chris Sullivan is watching the roads for us.
And we are looking at a pretty good drive. I mean, it is Friday light out there. The weather that we were expecting, just a little bit of spitting here and there, probably not happening until after the drive, until maybe later this afternoon. So that's positive. We do have brake lights here and there, like if you're on northbound 167 and you're trying to tie into 405 from about 180th on and you're going to start braking. It's not a full stop, but again, it's enough to maybe give yourself about 40 minutes to go from Puyallup up to Renton. There's also some braking in Pacific. Renton to Bellevue's about 20 minutes. The S-curves are active, but really just hints of red, not more yellow totally. By the time you're up to 30th, it's a clean drive the rest of the way on up. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems for you guys. Some braking right around Highway 18, but again, yellow, not red, so no real significant loss of time from Tacoma to Federal Way, and Federal Way to Seattle's under 40. Lake bridges are still in very good shape. However, there is some braking eastbound 520 trying to get down to Montlake. Don't forget, huge traffic shift coming up on Monday for those of you using eastbound 520 from I-5. You can go to mynorthwest.com and check out my choke point from yesterday. Don't forget, eastbound 520 is going to be closed all weekend from I-5 starting late tonight. Coming down from the north end, we've got about a 40-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Okay, it looks like we'll have maybe some sun breaks today. It'll be a high of 66 in Seattle. 71 the high tomorrow, but with high clouds in the sky, and looks like we'll have a lot of clouds on Sunday, Mother's Day. 66 the forecast high. 48 downtown right now. Coming up, we have more of the day's top stories, and KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden with a weekend planner. This is Seattle's Morning News.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Some people out there love to do things entirely on their own. Others ask for help and trust their resources. When involved in an auto accident, you've got the choice of dealing with insurance on your own or hiring an attorney. I'm joined in studio by Harold D. Carr. He represents Harold Carr Law Offices. Harold, what's one of the main reasons for seeking representation?
If you were to look at statistics, most people end up with a lot less recovery when they don't have a law firm representing them.
And why should they hire Harold Carr Law Offices?
We're not shy about bringing lawsuits. We do try to settle, and insurance companies know that. They know that we're fair in how we talk to them. The answer is really, we are very professional. But we've had cases, big and small, where we've had to take it into litigation, and about 98% of those will settle in mediation. A lot more than the client originally expected.
Visit carlaw.com. That's carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, thanks for being here on a Friday morning. The Pentagon has begun releasing new files on UFOs, as Cammie McCormick reports.
The Pentagon has been working on declassifying documents related to UFOs for years, and in 2022, Congress created an office to declassify material. The debut report came 2 years later, but while it revealed hundreds of new incidents, it found no evidence that the government had ever confirmed an alien sighting, though military members shared encounters with unexplained aircraft. The Pentagon says with this latest release, the public can draw their own conclusions.
Some schools are seeing more kindergartners who aren't potty trained.
This is a big distraction for our schools.
John Legg is the school superintendent in Pasco County, Florida. He says it's gotten worse since the pandemic.
It is not the kindergartners' teachers' responsibility to be changing diapers for kindergartners.
Beginning this fall, Pasco County schools will send students who are not potty trained home for a week so their parents can train them.
We need our parents to understand that it is not okay and that we will be taking action.
There will be exceptions for students with developmental issues. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
AI set to take the stage at some movie and TV awards.
Behind the code, behind the light.
Sorry, Tilly Norwood, you may not make the cut. The real-life people behind the Golden Globes say that unlike the AI performer who's caused a massive stir, actors still have to be mostly real to be considered for awards. But new rules will allow some artificial intelligence in movies and TV, as long as they have human creative direction, artistic judgment, and authorship throughout the production process. No word on how usage will be measured. Submissions for the next Golden Globes open June 1st. The awards will be handed out next January. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Coming up on 6:50, the weather might not be quite as warm as last week, but still plenty of fun to be had this weekend. If you're still looking for something to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Welcome to Mother's Day weekend. Yes, in case you needed that reminder, Mother's Day is Sunday. So let's take a look at all the fun going on this weekend, just in case you still need to make some plans to celebrate the moms in your life. The Flower Festival returns to Pike Place Market for its 18th year. Here you will find the perfect bouquet for mom, as over 30 local flower farms from across Washington will be bringing tulips, daffodils, and all your springtime favorites. Plus, you can take a trip through the market to pick up a gift from one of the craft vendors or get the perfect ingredients for Mother's Day brunch on Sunday, all while enjoying live music. The Flower Festival is Saturday and Sunday. Here's a couple other ideas for Mother's Day. That includes the Mother's Day Improv Show in Post Alley on Sunday at 7:30, and at the Central Cinema, they are showing Mamma Mia Sunday at 4. Urban Craft Uprising is putting on the Edmund Spring Fest at Francis Anderson Playfield on Saturday from 10 to 5. This will be the perfect spot to do some shopping ahead of Sunday, or an event for you and the family to check out, as over 100 vendors will be on site selling a wide variety of crafts, arts, and other goods. There will be food trucks on site to keep you fed as you support local small businesses. Also in Edmonds, there are multiple free jazz shows this weekend for the 25th annual Edmonds Jazz Connection. This is a celebration of high school jazz artists from across the state who will be taking over 3 venues in Edmonds for a full day of music. You'll find the Jazz Connection taking place at the Edmonds Center for the Arts, Edmonds Theater, and the Francis Anderson Center. The event also works as a fundraiser to help raise money for scholarships and programs in the district. The Beacon Arts Street Fair returns for its monthly installment. The fair takes place outside El Entro de la Raza in Seattle and will have everything you need for a wonderful afternoon with friends or family. There will be live music, an art market, food vendors, and family-friendly activities for the kids. The fair starts at 11 on Saturday. If you love books, especially the art and design of books, head on over to Washington Hall in Seattle for the Art Book Fair. This fair runs Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 5 and will have over 85 artists, designers, and organizations from right here in Washington and across the world showing off their work and offering workshops, panel talks, and more. The event is described as a celebration of independent book publishing, book design, and artist books. Tonight and tomorrow night, thousands of drones will take to the sky at Marymore Park for Space Chase. The press release describes the event as a cinematic, story-driven light experience blending music, technology, and large-scale aerial artistry, and features 1,200 illuminated drones who will move in synchronized formations. The show starts at 9:15 and will be about an hour, but the gates will open at 7:15. There will also be food and drinks on site. Tickets are available now. In the world of sports, the Seattle Reign have a home match at Lumen Field on Sunday at 4 p.m. The Sounders take the pitch at Lumen on Saturday at 7:30 against San Diego FC. And the Everett Silvertips start their WHL Championship Series against the Prince Albert Raiders tonight at 7. Tonight and tomorrow's games are home games, so don't miss out on your chance to watch championship hockey. How are you celebrating your mom? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com.
6:53 now. We check traffic on the 3s. Friday light still, Sully?
I'm celebrating moms, by the way, by checking out all the UFO files.
Yes, as one does.
I'm just totally preoccupied. Some really cool stuff out there. But yeah, how are the roads? You want to know?
Are you asking me?
You really want to know?
The amount of times that Chris is distracted by something else and yet gives a perfect traffic report.
We'll see what I'll try to keep that streak going. We are looking at some brake lights now of a legitimate source. They're right past the Canyon Park area on southbound 405. Overall, about 40 minutes from Everett down into Bellevue, which again, really not bad. About 40 as well from Everett to Seattle. We have brake lights kind of through the Forest Merge and Northgate down through about 85th. But after that, not too bad. Lake bridges are still fine, though eastbound 520 a little heavy getting down to Montlake. Really, again, not bad. A little further to the north, we do have some braking westbound across Highway 2 towards the trestle. Again, just yellow, not red, and then a little red at 204 just as you're merging. The Renton to Bellevue Drive, the S-curve's a little active, but overall 20 minutes to get you to Bellevue is a pretty good number. And then the Valley Freeway, 40 minutes from end to end. 35 now from Olympia to Tacoma, some breaking up the hill to 18, and then Federal Way to Seattle's only 40. Heaviest spot there right at the West Seattle Bridge as you're kind of weaving and merging. 18 and 16 continue to be in very good shape. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Going to start off your Friday with clouds in Seattle. We'll warm up to around 66, partly sunny by the afternoon. Tomorrow, clouds and sun early, becoming cloudy later in the day. 71 for the forecast high. And on Mother's Day Sunday, looks like we'll have clouds again. Highs in the mid-60s. Nick Allard tells us Monday and Tuesday, though, nice and sunny and highs in the low 70s. Right now in Seattle, it's 48 with clouds. Coming up on Seattle's Morning News, Luke Ducey reports on the voluntary severance packages being offered to thousands of Microsoft employees. And then we check in with Democratic strategist Kathy Allen, breaking down what to expect as the midterm season gets underway. Candidates have been filing all week. We'll check in with Kathy at 7:15. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Dr. Wagner, what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A strong gain for the jobs market.
This report pours cold water on anyone hoping for a rate cut at the next Fed meeting.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger on the April employment report. The specifics?
Employers added 115,000 jobs last month.
It's kind of it's an okay report.
But Josh Bailey, principal economist at the Economist Intelligence Unit, says the unemployment rate didn't hold steady at 4.3% because more people found jobs.
What really happened was that people kind of stopped looking for work.
Bailey does not think the April numbers will have much impact on the next interest rate decision. He says the Fed is much more focused on inflation.
The state of the labor market is sort of taking a back seat.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Dow's up 104. Average price for gas today, $4.55 a gallon. Secretary of State Rubio says he expects a response from Iran today on a U.S. peace proposal. Speaking in Rome, Rubio has also responded to a report. Tehran has created an authority to approve transit through the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran now claims that they have a right to control an international waterway. They claim that they have a right to control it. What is the world going to do about that?
He's warning the U.S. will fire on any Iranian vessels that threaten American ships, as Tehran accuses the U.S. of a blatant truce violation after overnight clashes. Almost 150 people, including 17 Americans, are still on that luxury cruise ship hit by a hantavirus infection. It's expected to drop anchor off Spain this weekend. Here at home, health officials are worried about passengers who disembarked earlier and headed back to Arizona, Virginia, Georgia, Texas, and California. Medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
The CDC has been coordinating with state and local health departments. They are monitoring for symptoms, so things like fever, muscle aches, developing respiratory symptoms, trouble breathing would be a warning sign.
Correspondent Cammie McCormick says the Pentagon's begun releasing new files on UFOs.
The Pentagon has been working on declassifying documents related to UFOs for years, and in 2022, Congress created an office to declassify material. The debut report came 2 years later. later. But while it revealed hundreds of new incidents, it found no evidence that the government had ever confirmed an alien sighting, though military members shared encounters with unexplained aircraft. The Pentagon says with this latest release, the public can draw their own conclusions.
Get set to pay more, Mario Kart fans. Nintendo says it'll raise Switch 2 prices in the U.S. by $50 because of an AI-fueled chip supply crunch. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
We're learning details on Microsoft's proposed buyouts for employees. We'll talk about that after we check traffic with Chris Sullivan.
Friday light out there, Charlie, across the board. No real issues here or there. We do have some braking. You're going to, tap it here or there. But really, overall, we're looking at 20 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. That's by far our heaviest drive. The S-curves are active, and then it kind of just meanders up past the VMAC at 44th, but really not terrible. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, we're under 40 minutes. We're at 35 from Olympia to Tacoma. Just a little bit of hesitation up the hill to Highway 18 as people are merging down, so that's not bad. And then Federal Way to Seattle's about 40 minutes, maybe a little under, depending on how you hit the volume right past the West Seattle Bridge. But at this point, it's pretty good. Across the lake, no problems coming down from the north end. A little bit of braking on the trestle, but again, just hesitation stuff as you get up over to the high-rise, working your way to I-5, and then Everett to Seattle, Everett to Bellevue are both under 40, so that's a good day. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing, guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's Morning News.
Good morning. It's 7:04. Nearly 9,000 Microsoft employees have a month to decide whether to remain with the company or accept an early retirement offer. It marks Microsoft's first ever voluntary retirement program. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more on what the company is offering. Luke?
Yeah, so if I turned around tomorrow, you guys can or cannot answer. It's up to you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I gave you a check for about $120,000 and full dental, medical, vision for a year, and you get to keep all your vested and unvested stock. Would you take that deal and go to somewhere else and do something else?
Bye.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, that was my bad Katie Wilson imitation. Yeah. Sorry, don't mean to cross-promote there.
I'm going to move on now.
Thank you.
Pivot.
Good
call. So here's the deal. Yeah, so employees will get one really big check in this, full medical, dental, and vision for an entire year, then COBRA coverage after that, and all vested and unvested stock. So employees qualify if their age or time at the company add up to 70 years or more. And that means 8,750 employees qualify, according to the Seattle Times. We did the math for you a little bit here. So senior managers and below would receive 1 week of their base pay for every 6 months they worked at Microsoft at a maximum of 39 weeks. Director roles get a little bit more, 2 weeks of base pay for every 6 months work. So rough math here. The lower tier worker would get between $120,000 and $120,000 in that lump sum. A director anywhere between $130,000 and $150,000. Before taxes, of course. After taxes, that $150,000, of course, is about $100,000, maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So why are they doing this? Well, it's the first time in their 51 years as a company. A lot of experts point to Microsoft's AI capital expenditures. It's AI again. They announced, they're investing some $100 billion this year in AI infrastructure. That means data centers, folks, microchips, things like that. Microsoft also, remember, cut 15,000 jobs last year, and they tightened their return to office requirements as well, at least 3 days back in the office. Developing story, they've got about a month now to figure out if they want to take this early retirement, but big news for a big tech company right here in our backyard.
And I think part of the dynamic here is if you think you may be at danger of a layoff, do you accept this now and call it good?
Yeah, it's a one-time offer.
Right.
It's a gamble. Yeah.
That's what they say. 7:06 here on Seattle's Morning News. Major plans to extend Sound Transit service through Seattle now appears to be hanging in the balance. Sound Transit acknowledges they don't have the money to pay for every project. Ballard residents led Sound Transit's executive committee, including CEO Dow Constantine, have it after a project to link their neighborhood to Seattle Center landed on a list of projects not currently affordable.
We plead you to work with your constituents, urban planners, corporate partners, honestly, whoever it takes to fund and build all of ST3.
Committee passed a resolution saying they're committed to doing all the work they promised. They just don't know yet how to pay for it. The board says they have no plans to cancel any proposed projects, despite a $35 billion shortfall. 3 Eastside businesses are under investigation by Kirkland police for human trafficking and promoting prostitution. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Billiou was outside Miss A Salon in Bellevue as a customer approached the business.
Did you hear why they shut it down?
They shut it down?
They shut it down. They did a prostitution bust. Said there was human trafficking going on.
Oh.
You come here a lot?
No.
No? First time? What were you hoping to get done?
This week, Federal Way City Council discussed restrictions on massage parlors. Last month, Bothell police shut down 5 of them. Seattle police announced plans yesterday to combat human trafficking as people get ready to visit here for the World Cup.
We're confident with us working with our partners, we'll keep survivors safe and put people responsible for human trafficking behind bars.
Part of the safety plan includes putting up multilingual signage in the waterfront port and at the airport. Main thing, though, if you see something suspicious, speak up. If you or someone you know needs help, you can always call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That number is 1-888-373-7888.
That was KIRO 7's L. Thomas reporting.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Sully, you dropped your pencil.
Give me something to write on over there.
Well, I had a couple different ways to go with that, and all of them were bad. So I just thought I'd keep my mouth shut.
Thank you. Appreciate that, buddy. Welcome to Seattle's Morning News for a Friday.
If you were not born and were not a teenage boy when this video came out originally, you have no idea how much this video just rocked.
That's one way of looking at it, Sully.
Wow.
One way of looking at it. Yeah, it does.
80s were something, man.
As you might be able to tell, Amanda's not here this morning.
Nope.
This is Seattle's Morning News for a Friday. We have Sully in the studio, producer David Burbank over there, Nick Kracia picking the music, running the boards, Luke Ducey out in the newsroom, Frank Summerall at the web desk, and Katrina Gishard is at the KIRO Radio News Desk. Coming up this hour of the show, candidates looking to run in the 2026 midterms began filing this week. We're going to look at some of the people who have done so with Democratic strategist Kathy Allen. She's coming up at 7:15. And in today's 7:35 commentary, we can't desensitize ourselves to what's happening in the world, especially as the media. I'll talk about that at 7:35. 7:10 now. There's a controversial decision in Puyallup for the city council. They will spend $150,000 on a 100-foot flagpole flying a 20-foot by 30-foot American flag.
The pole will be installed along North Meridian. Supporters want it up by the 4th of July as part of the nation's 250th anniversary. Councilmember Dennis King sponsored the motion.
It's about honoring 250 years of American sacrifice.
Tammy Barusco was among those speaking against the idea, saying the money should instead be donated to the Puyallup Food Bank.
Spending this type of taxpayer money on a project like this is nothing more than performative patriotism.
In the end, the vote was 4-3. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Timely reminder here, 2 13-year-olds nearly died in Snohomish County this week. Monday afternoon, deputies rescued the boys from Sportsman's Park in Sultan, where the Sultan River flows into the Skykomish.
Can you get the med kit down here? Med kits?
Even when the weather heats up, rivers, lakes, and the ocean can remain dangerously cold, and that can trigger shock, causing gasping, panic, and rapid exhaustion, even for strong swimmers. Deputies remind you, wear your life jacket. Relief is washing over business owners along Seattle's Leschi waterfront. Here's Lindsay Sheldon from KIRO 7 TV with the story.
The city announced today is the last day of construction along the road and work there for now. Earlier this week, we reported on the issues that Blue Water Bistro and other stores were dealing with. They told us the project blocked access to their businesses and kept customers from being able to park. Blue Water Bistro says it's looking forward to working with the city to coordinate the next phase of redevelopment.
A new invasive ant is spreading across the Pacific Northwest, the Asian needle ant. Watch out, murder hornets. It's the Asian needle ant. It pushes out native ants, disrupts seed growth, and delivers a painful sting that can be life-threatening. Experts say avoid disturbed areas and seek medical help if you are stung. Let's take a look at the forecast now, and it looks like it's going to be dry for Mother's Day weekend. We're heading for a high of 66 today. We'll have morning clouds, sun breaks by the afternoon in Seattle. Tomorrow looks to be cloudy by the afternoon, a high of 71. And then on Mother's Day Sunday, we will have cloudy, maybe some sun breaks by the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-60s, but then we turn around on Monday and Tuesday. Mostly sunny both of those days with highs in the low 70s. Seattle right now, we have cloudy skies and it's up to 49. 7:13, we check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And I'm looking to see if we have anything approaching 30th on northbound 405. We've got a little extra red there that I'm not sure I can attribute to just driving into the construction zone on northbound 405. We have about 25 minutes to go from Renton to Bellevue. I don't have any reports of anything, but when I see something unusual pop up like that, and I haven't found anything on the cams, but just be prepared. That's our one real corridor that has any legitimate slowing of any kind today. Behind that, the Valley Freeway's under 40. Olympia to Tacoma's got nothing, and slight hesitation up the hill to 18. Federal Way to Seattle's under 40 as well. Even past the West Seattle Bridge, it's manageable. Coming down from the north end, we have a little bit of braking through Canyon Park and Bothell, but overall 40 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, about 38 from Everett into Seattle. Lake bridges are still in very good shape. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Every year I look forward to this conversation with Kathy Allen. We are under 7 months away from midterm elections, and this is the week for candidates to begin filing for legislative, congressional, judicial offices. And Kathy Allen, the Democratic strategist, longtime friend of the show, joins us this morning. Kathy, good morning, and just give us a look at the lay of the land. Filing deadline is this afternoon.
I know. And I looked at this and kept saying to myself, geez, 7 months from now. Oh, my goodness, is it already here? And actually, there are some things to report. There are some changes that we see in the lineup. Obviously, what we don't see is a lot of challengers actually coming up to run against our incumbents, or certainly our more frequently elected incumbents. I have seen that. I have seen an increase in the number of people under the age of 35 actually running. It does look like this will be a year when more incumbents step down and more people actually who are new and have been, I would say, politically active, but not necessarily people that we know. When I looked at the list so far of those people who have already ended up filing before today, there were so many people that we just did not know. And so from that perspective, it's going to be a year with some fresh air, a year with, I would say, people stepping down because they're just tired of a lot of what they've been working with, which is, of course, the big zero is the money that legislators get to work with in terms of local as well as state and statewide. The fact is that this is a year when we're looking at not a lot of money for all those good ideas that our newbies love to be able to put forward to voters. So it's not necessarily there. Money is just fine. Got to tell you that what I see right now already for the people who have filed is that they are probably better funded than we have seen in years. We do see in those lists of those people who have filed, we see younger people, we see also people with great ideas that are costly that I have no idea what they're going to pay for. So how they're going to pay for it. So it has been looking, I would say, first glimpse is that it'll be interesting. It's not going to be one of the tough years where we have people that are going to be having, I would say, lots of competition. I do expect a lot of new faces, but not necessarily those that are going to be at least initially strong enough to be able to take out an incumbent. I can say that already what we see are a lot of people who are using different kinds of media. They're already looking at buying even radio, believe it or not. They're looking at doing things like the online kind of market right now is flourishing with very creative ways of using, I would say, different kinds of medias and mostly online. Online will be a big way that we get our information this year. It will take a bite from the actual direct mail market, I think. So yes, there are things that are happening that are very interesting. So I would say beginning, it's get on your horse and get ready to go. We're not ready to move very fast or very creative at this point. I do see that there is an interest in people of color this year. We have more folks of color than I've seen. Like 30% of the newbies that I saw that are filing are from a different racial mixes here. I also see that we have people who have said they were going to stay and have already told me they're not going to stay.
Really?
That there's just not a lot of energy moving in to serving the public when you haven't got any money to spend for the public.
One of the things I found interesting, Kathy, and G and Ursula had her in yesterday, is she's a young labor organizer. Her name is Hannah Sabio Howell, and she's taking on Senate Majority Leader Jamie Peterson, and she's challenging him from the left. Does she have a shot?
Yeah, I think that it's a year for people from the left, particularly in the King County area. I think that there is a look there on the West Coast here. I have to say, all the way from, I would say the Canadian line, all the way down to the Oregonian line. The fact is that I do see new candidates with refreshing ideas coming aboard. It's just that the incumbents that they're running against already have 3 times the money, and I follow the money. I follow the money. It is not a perfect indicator, and there's a tiredness on the part of the voting public in regards to same old, same old. If they've been there forever and a day, I see maybe not in the Capitol Hill area, which is definitely if you've been there for a while, you're likely to stay there forever. In all of that, I do see that there is this change coming. It's going to have a couple of surprises. It's also going to have a couple of races that spend lots and lots and lots. There'll be record-breaking year of spending, but there always is. And so from that perspective, I would say there's reason to pay attention. There's reason to sort of say, wait, it's 7 months away. Oh, I can't be ready. And taking a look at it already, I think we are ahead of usually what happens by this time.
Well, Crystal in Tacoma, she just texted in saying she's thinking of voting for whoever sends her the least amount of mail. It's about to be that season, Kathy. I'm curious how the income tax plays into this. I sense that that with the makeup of the electorate this time around, it may not drive the numbers that people perhaps setting up an initiative might hope to set. Am I crazy in thinking that?
No, you got that right. I mean, in talking with people, when they usually run to such things as healthcare, or they run to such things as transportation, none of that. This year it's millionaires tax. And so it's sort of like trying to bring the real message of the have and the have-nots to actually talk. What is the message this year? It's going to be millionaires tax.
Okay. What are some of the trends you're seeing in, for example, the race with we've got John Braun taking on Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez in what it sounds like going to be a tight race. What are the dynamics you're seeing in that congressional district?
Number one, it's the number one race. It's number, I'm going to say 16 in the country in terms of what people are looking at and watching. And she's got a good, we remember many of us were actually pretty surprised when she won first time round. And this John Brown has got money already piling up. And so I think that this is the race. This will be the top race, both in the primary and the general, just to see if in the primary John is competitive, then he gets plenty of money for the general. But the fact is that right now she looks in pretty much command of what's going on. And that's the first race I ever did, is the 3rd congressional district here in Washington State a million years ago. Yeah. And the fact is that now I can only tell you that by looking at things, it hasn't changed. I mean, this one, it's as crazy as it's ever been. There's not a lot of consistencies in terms of what's happening, but this 3rd congressional district, which runs from Olympia down to at the bottom of the state, it's really one of those, well, this is how I looked at it. $30 million is going to be spent on TV that's in Oregon. And so from all of that, just for that race alone, it's a very interesting one in regards to continuing its reputation for being crazy. It's just crazy.
We have like 30 seconds left, but I'm curious, you and I have talked in years past how Democrats are trying to get a supermajority in both the House and state Senate, and they've always come up just a little bit short. Is the wind at their back this season?
Yep. Gotta say, yep, it is at their back. And I actually think that right now, the big news on that is not going to surprise you either. It's the one we've been talking about for the last 8 years, and that is Donald Trump. The fact is that people have an allergic reaction to Trump if you're in any of the major urban communities here on the West Side. And so from that, I have to say, yeah, you got this right, too. It's like they are going to definitely be the core millionaires tax, as well as just seeing a little bit about the Democratic kind of speed it's already starting to pick up.
All right. Democratic strategist Kathy Allen. Pleasure having you on the show. We'll have to do this again soon, Kathy.
As ever.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
It is now time to check in with Sully for traffic.
And we're enjoying a Friday light across the board. Brake lights here and there, but nothing you can't handle, like if you're coming down from the north end. We're running under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle and about 40 from Everett to Bellevue. Now, we're getting to see a little bit more braking through Northgate on I-5 and a little bit more through Canyon Park, but it's manageable, but we're kind of teetering on that spot where a few more cars and we'll probably kind of go into the red significantly, but we're not quite there yet. Federal Way to Seattle, about 42 minutes. All of the braking you have there is past the West Seattle Bridge. Valley Freeway from end to end, Puyallup to Renton, about 40. Just the brake lights at the far north end there. Renton to Bellevue, still haven't found anything north of SR 900 up towards 30th. We have about 25 minutes for you guys. Across the lake, we are in fine shape. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio App. Listen to your favorite shows. Get the latest news updates sent right to your phone.
And the forecast calls for cloudy skies making way to some sunbreaks this afternoon. We'll have a high in the low 60s. Tomorrow, it's going to be 71 in Seattle, maybe some afternoon sunshine. On Sunday, Mother's Day, cloudy and a high of 65. 49 right now in Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories. Now, word for Closets by Design, and Zach and Nez from Closets by Design were at my house for a few hours yesterday installing our new wall bed and also the built-in desk. I have a spare bedroom back. It is fantastic. It is clean, it's organized, and it's ready for me to use as a home office. You know, I go home and I'm writing and researching for the show. It is a space again. And Closets by Design does so much more than closets. They do entertainment centers, mud rooms, laundry rooms. And right now, for a limited time, you can get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. You can get rid of that clutter. So go to closetsbydesign.com or give them a call. They're 1-800-BY-DESIGN, 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get your project started today.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating.
The G and Ursula Show.
This was an incredible weekend.
That sun was peaking and speaking.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
I messed up though, Ursula, last night.
What happened?
I didn't turn the ACs on. Woke up around 12 a.m. Then I was looking for like a new pillowcase because we got the winter ones on still. And so I had to go in another room and grab another pillow.
You weren't ready for the summer temperatures.
No.
On KIRO News Radio. Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Washington Lottery gives out a lot of green to winners and schools and retailers awesomely. Washington Lottery, Washington Lottery.
Visit WaLottery.com, who benefits to learn more.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:31. A Seattle man has been detained after social media posts appear to show him throwing a rock at a monk seal in Hawaii. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with the latest. Luke?
Yeah, it's the video that is just all over the place right now. I have it up on social media. We'll get that coming up in a second, in a little bit here on SMN as well. Next time around with the story, I will have it for you on the YouTube feed. I'm going to get you prepped right now, so tune in, watch the show. But listen to it in the meantime. It appears to show this 37-year-old man from Seattle standing on a beach in Maui, throwing a rock at the head of a monk seal that's really just about 10 feet away, swimming in the water. You can hear, I want you to listen very carefully, the splash in the water from that rock.
What are you doing? Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello? Howley?
And she calls him a howley at the end there. I can't tell if the seal was hit. Hawaiian monk seals are protected under federal and state law, however. Reminds us all of that Hawaii resident who drove a Jeep here in our area. Remember that flock of seagulls? About 25 of them near Long Beach. This was last year. Jim Travis pleaded guilty ultimately to charges of animal cruelty and reckless driving on that beach. He was sentenced to 2 months in jail. Witnesses said he aimed that Jeep at the birds, but also hit almost 2 people walking their dog. That was part of the charges. Back to this Seattle suspect who, with this monk seal, no word on any charges yet, has been detained. But we also know that NOAA, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, the feds are now handling and investigating this case.
All right, keep us updated. Luke Ducey reporting live. King County prosecutors have now charged both suspects in the attack on an elderly man in downtown Seattle. Jessine Elion was charged yesterday with second-degree assault for the April 19th beating of the 77-year-old victim at 3rd and Pike.
That's exactly what you don't want to see in downtown Seattle or anywhere.
That's Casey McNerthy in the prosecutor's office. Set for arraignment Tuesday. His co-defendant was charged last week. That man posted bail. Now, police are looking for him once again. 7:33 now. Time to check traffic on the threes this Friday morning with Chris Sullivan.
And we're definitely starting to see a lot more action, Charlie, on southbound 405, away from Canyon Park, down through the 160th interchange there as you work your way down past 522. And we may actually have a crash on the on-ramp there coming from westbound 522 to 405. Not really impacting the 405 drive itself, but we're a little over 40 minutes now to go from Everett into Bellevue. About 40 now from Everett into Seattle, maybe a little bit more as we're seeing brake lights from about 130th now to the forced merge in Northgate, then the rest of the way down. So definitely heating up as we make our way through about the back half of our morning commute. Looking at the 405 northbound corridor, just volume, Renton to Bellevue about 25 minutes. A little over 40 minutes now from Puyallup to Renton. We have brake lights in Auburn and at the north end, but more of just kind of the annoyingly slow, nothing bumper to bumper. Olympia to Tacoma's got a nice easy drive for you, and then some brake lights approaching 18, and then overall about a 42 to 45 minute trip from Federal Way to Seattle. We do have brake lights as we work our way up into downtown, and I'm looking a little bit south of Olympia right now as we get up towards north of Maytown, working your way towards Tumwater. I'm seeing all red on northbound I-5. I'm going to be checking into that to see if we have something brewing as you make your way into the South Sound. So we'll have more for you on that in 10. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Looks like we'll have a high in the upper 60s today, dry, some sun breaks by the afternoon. Tomorrow will be the sunnier of the weekend days, a high of 71, 65 and cloudy for Mother's Day Sunday. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 49.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
And it's time for the 7:35 commentary. Yesterday afternoon, Iran fired missiles and drones at 3 U.S. Navy destroyers in the Strait of Hormuz. The United States attacked multiple sites in Iran. The president told ABC News our actions were, quote, just a love tap. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important oil choke points on the planet. Crude oil flirting with $120 a barrel. The global economy is holding its breath. I watched all this unfold yesterday afternoon, and I thought, wow, this is huge. I should turn on the world's premier broadcast news gathering outlet and see how they're covering it. So at 4 in the afternoon, I turned on CNN. The lead story was about the hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship. I sat there for 15 minutes waiting for them to go to the war. Well, they finally went to commercial, came back. Eventually, they mentioned it 20 minutes in. Then Anderson Cooper came on at 5, did the same thing. Hantavirus first, war in the B block, 2 consecutive hours. The network Ted Turner built to cover the world's biggest stories in real time. Turner died Wednesday at age 87, and 2 days later, his network buried a war. I get why they did it. Ratings probably spike the moment hantavirus gets mentioned. The online numbers were through the roof, and cable news chases the shiny object because the shiny object pays the bills. I spent years as a music DJ. My bosses made sure we played the hits. I get the instinct. But there's a difference between playing Stairway to Heaven for the 14th time and burying a shooting war because a cruise ship is getting more engagement. Now, I want to be careful here. The hantavirus outbreak is real. People have died. The World Health Organization is investigating. It deserves coverage. It deserves to be taken seriously. But as of right now, fewer than 10 people have been infected. The World Health Organization, has assessed the risk to the general public as low. The CDC called the risk to Americans extremely low. There's a lot we don't know yet and a lot more research before anyone should be drawing conclusions. And yet, I've talked to people this week who are already calling this the next Black Plague. Where are they getting that? TikTok. Social media posts from people who weren't virologists last week and aren't virologists now. Last week, they were experts on military strategy. This week, they're epidemiologists. Next week, who knows? Could this turn into something awful? Maybe. I hope not. But right now, with this little information and this few cases, the responsible thing to do is watch, report what we know, and resist the urge to fill the gaps with fear. I want you to remember the early months of COVID. The messaging was a disaster. Masks don't work. Wait, they do. 2 weeks to slow the spread. Then 2 years of moving goalposts. Public health officials communicated with absolute certainty about things they didn't understand, and when they turned out to be wrong, they moved on. Trust that took decades to build evaporated in months, hasn't come back. If we overhype hantavirus and nothing comes of it, we burn whatever credibility is left. And the next time something truly dangerous comes along, the people we need to reach won't be listening. We've taught them not to. We're going to cover hantavirus on this show. We're going to do it in measured tones. If it needs to lead a newscast, it'll lead a newscast. Today's not that day. Today, we're going to focus on, first of all, what's happening in Western Washington. Then we're going to talk about what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz, what it means for the global economy, and why you're paying $6 a gallon. Then maybe we'll get to hantavirus, a war, a ceasefire that apparently includes missiles, a president who called his own strikes on another country a love tap, and the biggest cable news network in America spent 20 minutes on a cruise ship before mentioning any of that. So let's all take a breath and not wind people up until they actually need to be wound up. And that's the 7:35 commentary for Friday, May 8th, 2026. You can text your thoughts to the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476. Join the chat on our YouTube Live at KIRO Newsradio, or leave a comment at mynorthwest.com. 7:40 now. Chris Sullivan, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at this crash on northbound I-5 south of the Olympia area. We'll break it down next.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Summertime means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, and more. So don't let your bank stop you from having fun. Free checking at WaFd Bank is the way to go. There are no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Plus, you'll get spending tools and the latest technology to help you stay on budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated a best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states, so you have access wherever you are. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Additional fees may apply. Member FDIC.
7:43 now. Chris Sullivan is watching traffic for us this Friday morning.
And we do have an update on what's going on northbound I-5 as we work our way into the Tumwater area. We've got about a 2.5 to 3 mile backup as we work our way out of Maytown up to that area, close to about milepost 100. We have the right lane blocked. I've had a report saying that might be a semi involved here, but either way, if you're coming up from the south end trying to get to Olympia, you're going to need about an extra 15 minutes there. That's our one real blip on the map. The rest of our major commuting routes look about average for a Friday. We're starting to see a little bit more volume on 405 and I-5 as you pull away from the Linwood area. Overall, you might need 45 minutes now from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue with all of the braking there in the usual places. Going on northbound I-5, Federal Way to Seattle, about 44 minutes now as we see the brake lights really pass the West Seattle Bridge, intensifying a bit. Renton to Bellevue, about 25 minutes. The Valley Freeway is only 40 behind it. The Lake Bridges are still in very good shape. This report brought to you by Wilcox Farms. For convenient, healthy snack on the go, look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers.
Looking for morning clouds. Might have some sun breaks this afternoon. A high of 66, 71 with high clouds on Saturday, tomorrow. Mother's Day Sunday, headed for a high of 66. It looks like we'll have mostly cloudy conditions. 70s on Monday and Tuesday with plenty of sun, though. Right now, downtown, it's 49. Coming up, we have G. Scott stopping by the studio. Microsoft offering voluntary severance packages to thousands of employees. G weighs in on that next on Seattle's Morning News.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Well, here he is from the G and Ursula show. Always comes in early on Fridays, fresh Fridays, 9 to noon every weekday on KIRO News Radio. G. Scott is here. Good morning,
Hey,
G.
good morning, Charlie. What's happening?
Well, you know, the big story we've been talking about this morning, we've learned about the buyout offer for Microsoft employees.
Yes.
Like 9,000 are eligible for this. What are your initial thoughts on it?
They had to make room. They had to make room for what's happening. And I'm going to add to this story with a little bit of other information that came out today.
Okay.
So basically right now, 8,700 people, 8,750 U.S. employees, about 7% of the American workforce of Microsoft. Basically, here's the rules. We'll take your age plus your years of service, and if they add up to 70 or more, you got 30 days to decide, and the last day on the job will be July 1st. We'll give you some cash severance, health care coverage up to 5 years, and accelerated stock vesting. Not a bad deal. Here's the kicker. A new challenger, Gray and Christmas report says AI, look this up, y'all, was the number one reason for layoffs in April. 21,490 cuts. That's 26% more than 1 in 4 jobs gone. So it's the second straight month where AI has been the top driver and the reason for layoffs. Okay? So you got that story. Let's go back to the other story. Microsoft is offering 7% of its workforce, like, hey, you want to go ahead and go and leave so that they can make room. So my question is what does this mean for the future of tech? If I know when a year ago, people kept telling me, gee, quit saying that AI is going to come and take jobs. And I mean, I'm not really tech savvy. I'm not that smart when it comes to tech. But I went off of my own personal experience with AI. The first time I used AI was in February 2023. And it was like, oh, this is pretty stupid, right? Then February 24, it's like, ooh, this thing is starting to get smart, right?
Yeah.
Then February 25 came, and I'm saying, oh, there's a lot of tasks that are here that I wouldn't if my company that I have, my auctioneering services and everything, you know, I don't have to hire a couple people now because of this AI. So that's me, little small me. Now multiply that with the big dogs of Microsoft. So while this is positive news for those with their age plus their years of experience equaling 70, having an opportunity to go, opportunity to cash in on their vested stocks, also leaving, they probably have an opportunity to still work out there in the world. So they're blessed in that situation. But it's kind of bleak when you think about it, because what does this mean for the future? What does this mean for the 15-year-old, the 16-year-old that's in school that dreamed of one day doing and working for Microsoft, dreamed of one day coding, dreamed of one day working in tech? What does that mean for them? What does that mean for Seattle? It reminds me of Detroit. years ago. You guys, you know the Flint, Michigan that we always talk about with the water? Just so we're clear, I had a cousin that was from Flint, and his parents in the late 70s and 80s in Flint, oh my goodness, were they doing well.
Yeah.
They were really doing well. If you know about Flint, Michigan in those times, people there were well-to-do. Well, what happened? All of a sudden, when jobs go away, then that's a problem. So when I look at this story right here, I just want to know, is this it? Is this maybe I'm making this a big deal? Or is this the future? Or will we see what AI just did in April? It was responsible for 26% of the job cuts.
This, call me a cynic, but this is also a way for them to do layoffs without saying they're layoffs.
Right. I would. That's a very good point. I have a question.
Okay.
So we all know what Microsoft has done with layoffs previously.
Yeah.
We know what Amazon has done with layoffs previously. As a matter of fact, the tech world, we know where layoffs has happened.
Right.
I wonder, did they shorten it? Meaning, did they go a little light so it looks a certain type of way? Or is this, you know what I mean? Because this almost feels like, hey, Charlie, we actually could have done more, but we didn't so we could save face. Because, and by the way, the people that are getting cut, this is the problem that really bothers me. What bothers me is the tech companies, the big dogs, the Amazons, the Microsoft. Guess who didn't build them? AI didn't build them. So to me, if you're getting all these profits, and you mean to tell me the people that built your company, they no good to you now? I'm confused. You for me, you make a way to continue to keep them. That would be my opinion. If you were to help me build my house, Charlie, you help me build my house.
I could live in it?
And let's just say you're
roomies.
You're with me, you're my dog. But then all of a sudden, years later, I have something else. If I want to build some other things in I say, hey, Charlie, you're no longer needed. I got something else that's better. Even though you helped me build my house, I got no loyalty to you? And maybe I'm naive. Maybe G needs to wake up and say, hey, just so you know, G, this is the way the world is. There is no loyalty. Okay.
Oh, hey, G, this is Manda on the phone.
Hey, what'd she say?
Do I have to do it? No, I don't. She says you may be excused.
Okay.
She's got coming up
See y'all.
9 to noon here on KIRO News Radio. Sully has traffic.
And we're up over 45 minutes now from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, with 30 of those minutes from Linwood, as we're definitely seeing a lot more action through that corridor. Northbound 405, the Renton S-curves, though, are manageable at about a half an hour up to Bellevue. We have some slowing in South Bellevue as well. The Puyallup to Renton Drive, 43 minutes now, as we're seeing a little more action coming out of Sumner. Some brake lights up the hill to 18, and then Federal Way to Seattle's about 40 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. And for those of you trying to come up into the Olympia area, we do have a crash before Tumwater. Northbound I-5, right lane block, 3.5 mile back up there. And all my drivers that are in that area, live down there, tell me it sounds like a car hauler went off into the ditch, and that's why we are dealing with that. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Yeah, if you have a passenger and you're able to take a picture of that, send
we'd
that
love
to
to see it.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. Partly cloudy in Seattle right now. It's 49. Coming up, it's CBS News here on KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
My name is Skip, and Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland helped me with my small business administration loan. With her help, I was able to keep my small business open, and she can help you too. Please contact Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland's office at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov for help. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The latest government report on jobs is a mixed picture. The unemployment rate is holding steady. CBS's Kelly O'Grady has had a look through the numbers.
We are seeing growth in retail, transportation, and warehousing, as well as leisure and hospitality. The areas that did see a drop were manufacturing, government, and information and financial activity.
The University of Michigan says consumer sentiment is at its lowest level ever recorded. The White House is waiting for a response from Iran on the latest proposal to end the war. CBS's Nancy Cortez reports it isn't clear how long that wait will be.
Iran has held out this far, and clearly the pressure is mounting on President Trump as well. Gas prices are now up to $4.56 a gallon in the United States. He's got the airline industry warning that they may need a bailout and that ticket prices are sure to rise if there isn't some solution to the situation situation in the Strait soon. And so there's lots of pressure on both sides. But reporting says that what the White House is asking the Iranians to sign off to is a very serious set of limitations to its nuclear program. That's something that Iran has not been willing to sign before. We'll just have to see if they're more open to it this time around.
Virginia's Supreme Court has struck down a voter-approved congressional redistricting plan. That's a major blow to Democrats. Health officials around the world are monitoring a deadly hantavirus outbreak linked to a cruise ship. Medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
CDC has been coordinating with state and local health departments. They are monitoring for symptoms, so things like fever, muscle aches, developing respiratory symptoms, trouble breathing would be a warning sign. The incubation period is out to 8 weeks.
Spanish authorities said today a woman has been tested for suspected hantavirus after traveling on the same flight as a Dutch woman who was on the cruise ship and later died. Some good news in the aftermath of the severe weather this week in the South. A storm chaser rescued a kitten from the tornado debris in Mississippi. Correspondent Michael Wallace has that.
This week's twisters damaged 500 homes and injured at least 17 people. Storm chaser Ashton Lemley was helping the search and recovery effort at a destroyed trailer park in Boca Chica when he heard a faint meow. After searching a pile of debris for several minutes, I found him. He pulled the soaked kitten out from under some beams and fiberglass insulation.
Look at you cleaned up.
People are already lining up to adopt the kitten, but not Lemley. He's allergic to cats. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. The Dow Jones Industrial's up 68 points. The Nasdaq higher by 340. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here?
How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on. Why?
It's time for 60 Minutes.
8:03 Friday morning. Traffic on the threes now with Chris Sullivan.
And we are looking at kind of a standard Friday out there. The brake lights are right where they should be. Travel times maybe a little heavier than you expected, especially coming down out of the north end. And this is all just a result of the lane restrictions we have in the Ship Canal Bridge area. So we're giving ourselves about 45 minutes, maybe a little more, from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. All of the brake lights there right where they should be. For 405, it's from Canyon Park down. For I-5, it's from about 145th on down, but manageable by most day standards. Northbound I-5, though, definitely seeing a lot more action during the weaving and merging at the north end of Boeing Field. You're going to need about 45 minutes now from Federal Way to Seattle, so we've already added 5 minutes there to our commute, which it had been pretty decent. Also, some legitimate slowing up the hill to 18. Valley Freeway, though, still 40 minutes, about 35 now from Renton to Bellevue. The lake bridges are still in good shape, and for those of you trying to come up from the Portland area or maybe expecting someone coming up, we've got a crash heading into Tumwater. Northbound I-5, about a 3.5-mile backup. Right lane remains blocked. Everybody's telling me that sounds like a car hauler kind of lost it there and went off to the right-hand side of the road. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season. Presented by T-Mobile. First show May 29th. Get your tickets, mariners.com/fireworks.
8:04 on the Friday, May 8th, 2026 edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger. Manda Factor has the day off. Nearly 9,000 Microsoft employees have a month to decide whether to remain with the company or accept an early retirement offer. It marks Microsoft's first ever voluntary retirement program. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more on what the company is offering. Luke.
Well, they get one really big check for one thing. They also get full medical, dental, and vision for a full year, and then Cobra after that, and all vested and unvested stock. We had some questions on the text line about vested and unvested stock. More on that in just a second. But first, employees qualify if their age and time in the company add up to about 70 years. So the Seattle Times says that means about 8,750 employees qualify for this. I did some rough math based on pay scales at Microsoft. Employees who are senior manager level or lower, they're going to walk away with about, if they choose to do this is voluntary, $100,000 to $120,000 before taxes. Director level, somewhere between $130,000 and $150,000 in one lump sum, again, before taxes. So after taxes, that $150,000 is about $100,000 or so and some change. So why are they doing this for the first time in their 51 years? Well, a lot of experts point to Microsoft's AI capital expenditures. So they're announcing, and they already have, that they're investing some $100 billion in AI this year. That doesn't mean it's necessarily that AI is replacing jobs. I'm sure a lot of that is happening in different areas. Many experts say it's because layoffs and retirement programs, well, those things tend to make Wall Street pretty happy because you're trimming the company. And since they're not seeing massive returns on an AI investment just yet, like a lot of companies, that keeps stock prices higher and the company's valuation right where it is. By the way, if you're interested, Microsoft stock down, I think 1% right now today in trading, but soared to be about 10% in the last month. All right, so there's questions about vested versus unvested stock. So a lot of companies like Microsoft award stock in the company as a bonus. Vested stock is obviously stock that you own. It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Unvested stock is a benefit that you have been granted, but you don't fully own it yet. So that is until it vests according to a timeline. Why do they do that according to a timeline? And they're doing it in this case as well. Well, that's so you don't leave the company. It's kind of an incentive to stay until it vests, and then it's yours. Charlie?
Yeah. Hey, look, you're so good. I was looking up Microsoft's stock price.
What is it doing right now?
You were off big time. It's 1.01% it's down today. So we'll want to issue a correction next time around.
Still, analysts are listing that as a really great buy as well. But that's part of it, Charlie, is trimming that. The biggest liability for a company is payroll, right? And so you get rid of that, and then it looks good on Wall Street. And they're all doing it.
And these are people. I mean, this is real life. This is their livelihood, and a lot of tough decisions are being made. So thank you, Luke Ducey, reporting live. It's 8:07 now. Seattle is moving ahead with a new tiny house village under Mayor Katie Wilson's push to expand shelter space. Her office says the city secured a site in the South Park neighborhood for 90 units offering wraparound services, including healthcare and case management. City officials say streamlined permitting could allow the village to open within a few months. A community meeting is planned soon for nearby residents. Snohomish County could soon make it a crime to expose children to fentanyl. Councilmember Nate Naring introduced a 4-bill package this week that includes the fentanyl measure, modeled after a law Everett passed unanimously. Naring tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM.
Exposure of children to meth is already criminalized at the state. There was a bill to make this applicable to fentanyl this last session. For whatever reason, it didn't go through. I don't know the politics behind that.
Naring's proposal also include defunding taxpayer-supplied drug kits, boosting behavioral health spending, and ending housing first mandates. Critics argue the measure could reduce access to harm reduction services. Seattle police investigating a suspicious death in the Mount Baker neighborhood, where a body was discovered yesterday morning at a homeless camp. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
SPD officers were called to a homeless encampment just west of the Mount Baker Light Rail Station just before 9 a.m. The victim we know is male, age is unknown, and we don't know why the death seems suspicious. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
It'll be a matter of time till the detectives finish their initial investigation. The medical examiner will need to come out and they will determine the cause and the manner of death, and of course they will identify the deceased.
In the Mount Baker neighborhood, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Here we are. We made it to Friday. Charlie Harger here with you. Manda is enjoying a much-earned 3-day weekend. Sully, she has to tolerate us every morning.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so enjoy your day off, Manda.
And sometimes she goes out to parties, sometimes until 4.
It's a quote from the song, right?
Her life sounds pretty good, huh?
Yeah. So far.
So far.
So far.
Of course. Come on. This is an all-time great Joe Walsh.
It is. Well, that is Chris Sullivan. Producer David Burbank is in the studio. Nick Krasia over there running the board, picking the tunes. Guys, we're gearing up for the Rick Riz Show's coming up about 5 minutes from now with the Mariners in Chicago this weekend, taking on the White Sox. So we'll talk with Rick about that. And consumer man Herb Weisbaum has some travel advice as we head into another hectic spring and summer travel season. It's on the way. 8:11 now. Sound Transit leaders discussed a resolution yesterday saying they're committed to doing all the work they've promised under voter-approved ST3 expansion plan. This despite a $35 billion budget shortfall. A lot of residents voiced frustration during the committee's meeting, demanding their projects get built, including a link between Seattle Center and the city's Ballard neighborhood, which is now listed as not currently available.
We plead you to work with your constituents, urban planners, corporate partners, honestly, whoever it takes, to fund and build all of ST3.
Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine said there are no plans to cancel any proposed projects, although 10 projects have been deferred.
Central Puget Sound region is hungry for a world-class transit system, and we will continue to deliver on that vision.
Other projects on Sound Transit's not currently affordable list include stations along Graham Street and Boeing Access Road in Seattle. A minority owner of a rival NFL team could be lining up to buy the Seahawks. Reports say Vinod Khosla, a Silicon Valley billionaire and minority investor in the San Francisco 49ers, is considering a bid for the Hawks. He wouldn't be alone. Sportico reports a Steel executive and Boston Celtics owner also preparing bids. Seahawks responding, saying the franchise has no news to share. The team announced after the Super Bowl it was putting the franchise up for sale. The late owner Paul Allen directed the proceeds go to charity. Time to get a check on the forecast. We are looking for partly sunny start to the day. We'll have on and off clouds throughout, heading for a high of 66 in Seattle. Tomorrow looks like we will have a mix of clouds and sun in the morning, and then we get cloudier and cloudier. High of 71. Mother's Day Sunday looks to be mostly cloudy, 66. Stays dry throughout. Monday and Tuesday, looking for a return of the sun and highs in the low to mid 70s. Seattle right now, it's 51 and partly sunny. Time for traffic on the threes. Chris Sullivan is watching the roads for us.
And we're in pretty typical fashion for a Friday morning. We have the brake lights right where they should be. If you're coming down out of the north end, I think we've gotten used to this. We don't get Friday light anymore because of the lane configurations. We've got about a 45 to 50-minute trip from Everett to Bellevue, about 45 from Everett to Seattle. The brake lights there right where they should be. From 405, it's from Canyon Park down through about 160th. For I-5, it's basically from 145th on down. Looking at northbound 167, not bad. We have about a 42-minute trip for you, and then Renton to Bellevue is about 35. The S-curves are active, but you get a nice long gap until you get up to about Factoria, and then you hit it a little bit again there. Lake bridges are still fine. Federal Way to Seattle, under 45 minutes, which is great. Olympia to Tacoma is only 35. Lake bridges are still quiet, and I want to thank Brian, who just gave me a look at this car hauler that kind of went off into the ditch and is blocking the right lane of northbound I-5 getting into Tumwater. Because of the impact, a couple of the cars are kind of cattywampus.
Oh, no. I'm looking at
You're
this.
looking at the picture? Yeah, and so I just got an update from DOT because of the kind of the recovery it's taking them. They hope to have it open by about 9 a.m.
I'm calling that the technical term, by the way. The cars are cattywampus on that
I
car
believe.
carrier.
Okay, we can confirm 3.5 mile backup because of it. Right lane is blocked. This is right about milepost 100, so that's as you're getting into the the Tumwater area. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Thanks for being here on a Friday morning. 3 Eastside businesses are under investigation for human trafficking and promoting prostitution. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu reports outside Miss A Salon in Bellevue.
While we were here, at least 3 people tried to go inside. 2 of them denied knowing anything about prostitution. Christine Moreland saw it all firsthand.
I witnessed a scene that sometimes feels like it's a bit out of a movie where, they're going in, they're serving the warrant, they're checking the space, they're making sure it's cleared, they're bringing the victims out. And then, what I often say is that's when the real work begins.
Moreland's nonprofit, The More We Love, accompanied Kirkland police while they executed search warrants on 3 businesses: Miss A Salon in Bellevue, Crystal Asian Spa in Kirkland, and Amazing Head Spa in Bellevue. Her group aimed to help trafficking victims.
KIRO News Time is 8:15.
We are underway.
There's only one, Rick Riz.
The Grippies with back-to-back home runs. Number 258, a Major League record for Ichiro.
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show on Seattle's Morning News.
always love this time of week. Joining us is Rick Riz. And Rick, I was thinking, well, he's not making a lot of road trips this season, but something tells me you would go back to your hometown to check this out. You're in the Windy City today checking out the Mariners versus the Sox.
Yeah, I'm going on 4 road trips this year, and this is my 3rd one already.
Wow.
So I got one more at the end of the year, but I couldn't pass up on this one. They allowed me. We talked about going on 4 trips, and, I grew up here in the south side of Chicago, and this is where I fell in love with the game of baseball with the help of my mom and dad, and playing Little League and going to college at Southern Illinois. So, yeah, I had dinner with my brother and my sister-in-law last night, my best buddy growing up here and his girlfriend. So we had a great time at Carmine's restaurant. And by the way, a couple of guys showed up last night. I invited everybody to come by to the restaurant a couple of days ago at the broadcast, and 2 guys showed up last night at the restaurant. Yeah. So I had a nice time talking with them.
For sure. Let's take a look at the series coming up, because Mariners have been a little uneven. They showed a good turnaround against the Braves. Is that momentum going to carry over here?
Oh, yeah. Baseball is a game of momentum, swings, ups and downs, and it's how you handle it. And you want to stay even keel. You'd love to keep going and going and going and have a nice stretch like the Mariners did last year, Charlie and David, at the end of the year when they won 10 in a row and 17 out of 18. You like to have stretches like that, but those are few and far between. But it has been up and down this year because of, lack of performance or a lot of injuries on the club that they're dealing with right now. Bryce Miller's been on the IL since the start of the year. 2 leverage arms are gone in the bullpen, Inspire and Brash. Brendan Donovan has been gone for about 17, 18 games. It looks like he's going to come back tonight. So, they're going to get a lot of momentum after that series win at home the last 3 games, because they win the series against Atlanta. They're the first team in baseball to win a series against the Braves, who have the best record in baseball. They're the best hitting team in baseball, the most home runs, the most runs. So that was a huge turnaround after being swept in a 3-game series by Kansas City at home. So it's been up and down, a roller coaster. Danny Wilson has done a great job navigating this team through a rough time here in the early part of the season. But I look for this club to really take off beginning tonight here in Chicago.
And Rick, that Braves series was impressive for a lot of different reasons. One of the things that was most encouraging was Brian Wu looked phenomenal on Wednesday after a couple of rocky starts. How important is it for him to get back kind of in line with where he has been for this team and for this pitching staff?
Oh, David, it's huge to have your best pitcher, pitching a game like that against that team. He did have 2 rocky starts against the Cardinals on the road and Kansas City at home, but man, did he turn it around. He had both fastballs working, his off-speed stuff, the sweeper. When you're talking about completely shutting down the Braves, like I said, the best hitting team in baseball, with Matt Olson in that lineup and Ozzie Albies, and Drake Baldwin at the top of the order, he gave up only 1 hit, just 1 hit, didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 9. That was a season high for Brian. But when he's doing his thing, the Mariners are always in good shape every 5 days. So it's great to have a comeback like that for Brian Wu.
All right, Rick, here's a question from all of just our casual friends. My buddies have been asking me this. It's been a topic of conversation. You've been in baseball forever. What's going on inside DePoto's head now that we have Miller coming back, Castillo struggling a little bit? What's the dynamic there? How do you see this kind of playing out? How do you read the tea leaves here with this rotation as we're kind of in this weird spot?
Man, that's a great question, because you got Brian Wu, one of the best pitchers in the game. Emerson Hancock has been really the story in the starting rotation. He's been one of the best pitchers right now in the American League, and Emerson's getting to start tonight here in Chicago. He's 2-1 in 7 starts with an ERA of 2.59. So I don't think Emerson's going to go anywhere. Yeah, it's been a struggle for Luis Castillo after the great start against the Yankees. Then he had 5 really rough starts, but then he looked better. His last outing, you got Miller, who's just about ready to come off the IL. So I don't know, to be honest with you. That's up to Jerry and Pete Woodworth and Trent Blank and Danny Wilson. I don't know if you go to a 6-man rotation and because Emerson Hancock has been so good. And hopefully that Luis will figure things out, and he will. I mean, he's Luis Castillo. He's was an all-star just a couple of years ago. He's an all-star, 3 times in his major league career. Without him, we don't go to the playoffs in 22. He's been a big reason for the Mariners' success ever since he showed up. So to answer your question, I guess we'll find out when Bryce Miller is ready to come off the IL. He had a great start. His last time out, he went 5 scoreless innings, gave up only about 2 or 3 hits. So we'll just have to wait and see if somebody moves out of the rotation or if they go to a 6-man rotation. So that's something I need to talk about with Jerry when I see him. He's on this road trip, but it's going to be a good decision to make when you have, a lot of good pitchers. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know that answers your question, but it's nice to have that.
I think the fact that you're struggling, Rick, tells us that all of the fans are feeling the same thing, and we just don't know what to do.
I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I'm here every day, but we'll just have to wait and see. But it's nice to have that depth because of what Emerson Hancock has done. That sweeper has been a revelation for Emerson, throwing 97, 98 miles an hour. Now he's got the sweeper to go with the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer. So it's going to be a really interesting decision.
Rick, let's take a step back. So you've been making this farewell tour in Chicago. What does it mean for you to be broadcasting this last time from that stadium?
Yeah, it's, I grew up here in the South Side, and I'm looking out my window, and across the way is the Wrigley Building. I remember my freshman year in college, I worked in that building for a company. Then I worked for an insurance company the following year downtown here. And then I worked on a concrete crew building foundations for garages. So it's nice to be back here where I grew up, seeing my brother, my sister-in-law, who I love dearly. She's amazing. I'm so happy for my brother. A lot of great memories here. And but I grew up at the old ballpark, Comiskey Park. In 1959, I saw my first game with my dad and my brother. My hero was Louis Aparicio, the Hall of Fame shortstop for the White Sox, and Nellie Fox, the second baseman. I'll never forget my first game when the White Sox were playing the Yankees. I can still see Louis out there at shortstop and Mickey Mantle kneeling in the on-deck circle like it was just yesterday. So a lot of great memories. I've been blessed, guys, for 52 years to do something that I wanted to do ever since I was 12 years old, growing up here, listening to Hall of Fame broadcaster Jack Brickhouse of the Cubs, Bob Elson of the Chicago White Sox. As a kid, listening on a little scratchy transistor radio, I grew up loving the game of baseball and playing in the sandlot with my buddies. And I've been living my dream for 52 years. So it's coming to an end as a broadcaster, but I'm still going to try to be associated with the Mariners in some way, shape, or form, with the alumni group or whatever. But it's going to be my last trip to Chicago, as the announcer for the Seattle Mariners. And I'm just taking in every drop of the season along the way. It's been great.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that. You'll be doing play-by-play this weekend. Rick Riz, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Charlie, David, thank you so much. Take care. It's going to be a good one tonight here in Chicago.
All right. Time now to check in with Sully for traffic.
And we are seeing some brake lights up the hill from 5 up to Highway 18. You're going to need about 20 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way. That appears to just be volume right there at Highway 18. Once you're through that, only 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Looking at the Valley Freeway, 40 minutes or less. And then Renton to Bellevue, still about 30, maybe 32. We have brake lights into South Bellevue at this point. Coming down from the north end, about 45 to 48 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, kind of a standard Friday for you guys. And we're still working with about a 2-mile backup on northbound I-5, getting out of Maytown, working into Tumwater because of this car hauler that went off to the right ditch. They're in the process of cleaning that up. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, maybe you're like me and you have a spare bedroom that you also use as an office, but then company comes over. There's a lot of clutter in there, right? Well, I've been telling you about Closets by Design and how they do a lot more than just closets. Yesterday, Nez and Zach were at my place installing a new wall bed and also this fabulous desk that I'm able to kind of spread out on. I'm able to record broadcasts. I'm able to do so much more in a really organized space. Was never able to do that in this room. And there's so much room with a wall bed because when nobody's staying at my place, we just have it up. You can check out the services from Closets by Design, entertainment centers, home offices, laundry rooms, mud rooms. It is a great look that they bring to your house, and they do it all at their place in Canton. Nothing is off the shelf. It's all custom built. Right now, you can get 40% off plus an additional 15% off, 18 months, 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get your project started today.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You know, calling a ball game is all about being in the moment, the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd. That's why I love telling you about Uncruise Adventures. Hi, this is Rick Riz. Uncruise Adventures isn't your typical cruise. We're talking small ships, just 22 to 86 guests, so you're not lost in the crowd. And instead of sitting on deck watching the world go by, you're in it. Kayaking, hiking, exploring, right in the heart of the action. It's immersive, it's personal, it's adventure the way it should be. Check out Uncruise Adventures at uncruise.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
After 49 plus years in business, all the gear has got to go. Murphy Auctions presents the huge equipment auction of Don Olson Construction and Lee's Sanitation. And this is a big one. Like model job-ready iron, including a 2022 Western Star Super Solo with under 7,000 miles, plus 4 additional dump trucks, and a 2021 Ford F550 flatbed 4x4 with under 9,000 miles. Excavators, we got them. A 2019 Cat 315 FL, a 2021 Cat 310, plus 14 more. There's 11 Case 580 backhoes, 6 Case 550 dozers, plus pickup trucks, trailers, and a massive lineup of support equipment like buckets, trench boxes, welders, compressors, shop tools, and more. Bidding is open now and starts closing Wednesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Preview all equipment on site Tuesday, May 12th in Auburn. For photos and all details, check murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Your new home is ready now. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new construction communities across Puget Sound and Central Washington, with more coming. Find your new home at drhorton.com. America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KIRO Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Thanks for joining us this morning. A Seattle man has been detained after social media posts appear to show him throwing a rock at a monk seal in Hawaii. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with the story.
You know, when I got home yesterday, the first thing my daughter told me was not hi, Dad, welcome home. It was, did you see this? And she had it right there on social media. I mean, this thing is everywhere, and you're looking at it right now. If you've tuned in on our YouTube feed, you're going to see this in just a second. But I also want you to take a listen to the audio. It appears to show this 37-year-old man from Seattle standing on a beach in Maui. He picks up a rock, and he appears to throw it at the head of a monk seal that was swimming about 10 feet away. Listen to the audio. You can hear the splash kind of toward the beginning.
What are you doing? Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello? Holly?
It's a good question. Why would you throw a rock at it? Can't tell if the seal was hit. You can see the seal kind of pop up, away from the splash, and
That's
the rock.
a big rock, like the size of a brick.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
It's like
I was thinking it was a
ball.
small.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And the monk seals, by the way, in Hawaii, they're protected under federal and state law. Reminds us, though, of, you remember that Hawaii resident who drove a Jeep into a flock of seagulls near Long Beach last year, killed 25? He pleaded guilty to charges of animal cruelty and reckless driving and was sentenced to 2 months in jail. We'll see what happens here. No word on charges so far for this Seattle suspect down in Hawaii with the monk seal, but we do know that it's being held at the federal level. Federal investigators are looking into this drone.
And he was detained, right?
He was detained.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. 8:33 now. We need to get over to the traffic desk with Chris Sullivan.
And it looks like they might have actually cleared up this car hauler, or at least opened up the right-hand lane again on northbound I-5 approaching the Tumwater area right around milepost 100. It's been blocking for a while there. It kind of went into the ditch and had been a distraction. At one point, we were up to about a 3.5-mile backup. Right now, most of that backup is gone. Work your way through that, and you get up to Olympia to Tacoma's quiet, and then Federal Way to Seattle's under 40 minutes. We're under 40 minutes as well from Puyallup up to Renton. The Renton S-curves are a little active, but nothing you can't handle. Get a nice long gap from about 30th on up, and then there's a little bit into South Bellevue, but you can handle that too. Lake bridges are fine. Coming down from the north end, we've got about 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, with about 30 to 35 of that away from Linwood, so kind of a standard day for you guys. And I'm looking to see if it's construction we have on eastbound 16, getting down from Sedgwick Road, working your way through Bethel, trying to get down into the Purdy area, into Gig Harbor, because we kind of have a little sizable backup there again, eastbound 16. Hopefully have more for you on that in 10. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Looks like we'll have a high in the upper 60s to low 70s today. A lot of clouds, maybe a mix of sun. Tomorrow, morning sun, afternoon, clouds start to roll in. Mostly cloudy for Mother's Day Sunday. Right now in Seattle, it's 51.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
8:35 on a Friday morning. Well, travel, always a challenge. But with the war in Iran, that has added a new layer of turbulence for those planning to fly. Higher jet fuel costs have resulted in higher airfares, steeper fees, and fewer flights. So how do you deal with all of this as you get ready for your summer trip? Consumer man Herb Weisbaum is here with some timely advice. Herb is a contributing editor at checkbook.org. And Herb, things are pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, Charlie, that's a good way to describe it. It's shaping up to be the most unpredictable travel year if you're going to be flying since 2020, since the pandemic. Airlines are making all sorts of changes to deal with soaring fuel prices. Airfares are up, baggage fees are up, fuel surcharges have been added, and flights are also being eliminated. Just some stats of where we stand right now. Domestic airfares are up about 18% year over year. International fares up 7.5% year over year. And quite frankly, there's no way to know if the prices will continue to increase, and there's no way to know when oil prices will come back down. And despite predictions from the White House that oil prices will return to normal as soon as a deal is done with Iran, industry analysts are telling me it's going to take a long time, maybe until the end of the year, for jet fuel prices to get back to where they were before February 28th.
And everybody basically is paying for checked bags now. It's not included free, at least if you don't have like a airline credit card. What are we talking about when it comes to the cost of checked bags?
Well, all 6 major U.S. airlines have increased the checked baggage fees. Most charge $45 for the first checked bag on a one-way flight, $55 for the second. Don't even get me started what the second bag's going to cost. Other than limiting yourself to carry-on luggage or earning frequent flyer elite status, as you mentioned, Charlie, the easiest way to check your bags for free is to get an airline credit card. The benefits you can get can more than cover the cost of those cards. They almost all have an annual fee, at least if you travel a little bit. Just one example, the Alaska Airlines Atmos Rewards card with an annual fee of $95. It gives you a free check bag for any card holder and up to 6 guests on the same reservation when the flight is paid for with the airline's card. I didn't realize that until I looked it up. I have that card, and I didn't realize that people traveling with me could do it too. So, I mean, you could make it up in one trip if you took the whole gang along with you, that annual fee.
Yeah, for sure. What do people need to do to make these plans, Herb?
Well, what you need to do is you need to lock in a rate right now, and you also need to have a backup plan. There are a lot of flights that have been canceled. U.S. carriers are already reducing flights for the summer travel season. Delta suspended some flights from major hubs like JFK and New York and Boston Logan International, Detroit Metropolitan Airport. International carriers, Charlie, the situation is even more crazy because they're not only facing the price of fuel, but a shortage of fuel. So one example, German Airlines Lufthansa is going to eliminate 20,000 European short-haul flights over the summer. Air Canada plans to suspend flights from Montreal to Toronto to JFK during the summer months, June through, again, into October 25th. You may want to, syndicated travel columnist Christopher Elliott was on our latest podcast, and he said if it's really critical, like you got a cruise ship you got to meet or a hotel reservation that's non-refundable or something, you might want to have 2 tickets. The cheap ticket you buy and then a refundable ticket that you pay more for, that if you have to use it, you use that and you deal with the non-refundable ticket later. You probably get a credit for it or something like that. You might also consider travel insurance, not the garden variety travel insurance, but the cancel for any reason travel insurance. It is more, about 10 to 12% of your total trip costs, but that's what you're going to need in a situation like this, not the run-of-the-mill travel insurance.
Sounds so expensive. So this is happening now when things are back to normal, hopefully at some point. Are we expecting airlines to start lowering their fees?
Oh, Charlie, you're so funny. Of course not. Basically, the travel experts we spoke to have said, it's just like, it's a lot of times at the gas station, the prices go up really quickly and prices come down really slowly. Also, the airlines have already signaled, Delta, United, and in a way, Alaska have signaled that if they can keep passenger loads up, and so far demand is staying strong, and keep the prices where they are, why bring them back down again? So I don't think you're going to see any dramatic change once the hostilities are over and jet fuel starts to come down. And keep this in mind, with the collapse of Spirit Airlines, there's a whole lot of less capacity, especially in the markets where that low-cost carrier competed. Now they don't have to worry about that low-price option. They can keep the prices higher and not have to worry about somebody going to Spirit. So I don't think you're going to see a big drop, a big decline if anything happens to end this war.
Herb, I know you've done a deep dive on this. Where can we find out more?
Sure, you can read the story at checkbook.org. We just posted it, and our brand new podcast, consumerpedia.org, a half an hour with travel expert Christopher Elliott about everything you need to know for this travel season to be a smarter traveler.
All right. Consumer man Herb Weisbaum joins us Fridays, checkbook.org. Herb, thanks for your time today.
Have a good weekend.
Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the slowing we have away from Linwood on both 5 and 405. We'll break it down next.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
It is summertime, which means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, fun with the family. And Brad, I'll bet it's easier to pay for with free checking from WaFd Bank.
That's right, Dave. Set your financial goals and stick to them with free checking. No minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Hey, you'll also get spending tools to help you stay on top of your budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated the best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states.
And tell me more about this card control feature I've heard so much about.
Dave, you can view transactions for individual cards, set controls and alerts, and if you forget your card at the restaurant, you can instantly turn it off while you go back to get it. You'll also have access to free tools like Zelle, mobile check deposit, and when those unfortunate times happen, submit fraud disputes right inside the WaFd mobile app.
And don't forget, you can choose from some great-looking debit cards, including Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves cards. So visit WaFdBank.com and open your account today. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
It's 8:43. Traffic on the 3s now with Chris Sullivan.
And Charlie, we're trying to return to kind of a Friday light condition. We're not quite there yet, especially for those of you coming down out of the north end. We are thinning from Canyon Park down through 522 and Bothell, but then we picked up a little slowing through Totem Lake and Kirkland. For I-5, it's really from inside 145th on down across the Ship Canal Bridge. So the travel time is going to fluctuate for the next little bit between 45 and 50 minutes between Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. But really, out of the north end, that's all you have to worry about. Coming up from the south end, we're looking really good from Olympia through Tacoma. There are some brake lights approaching Highway 18. I haven't found any particular reason for it. There had been reports of a crash on the off-ramp to eastbound 18 there. Haven't found it, but either way, there are brake lights up the hill. You're going to need about 20 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, and then Federal Way is only 40 minutes up to the Seattle area. 40 minutes as well. Puyallup up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is only about 28 now. Definitely thinning out even through the S-curves, which is fabulous. The lake bridges are still in good shape, and whatever we were dealing with on eastbound 16 coming out of Sedgwick Road, working your way into Bethel, has gone away. This report brought to you by me, KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Forecast looks like we'll have partly sunny skies this afternoon, more clouds than sun, however. Tomorrow we start off with partly sunny skies. Clouds start pouring in toward the afternoon, and it'll be mostly cloudy on Mother's Day Sunday. We start to warm up a bit on Monday and Tuesday, sun and low 70s by then. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 51. Coming up, it's Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. What? We have Paul Holden stopping by with a weekend planner. Coming up next on Seattle's Morning News.
Some people out there love to do things entirely on their own. Others ask for help and trust their resources. When involved in an auto accident, you've got the choice of dealing with insurance on your own or hiring an attorney. I'm joined in studio by Harold D. Carr. He represents Harold Carr Law Offices. Harold, what's one of the main reasons for seeking representation?
If you were to look at statistics, most people end up with a lot less recovery when they don't have a law firm representing them.
And why should they hire Harold Carr Law Offices?
We're not shy about bringing lawsuits. We do try to settle, and insurance companies know that. They know that we're fair in how we talk to them. The answer is really, we are very professional. But we've had cases, big and small, where we've had to take it into litigation, and about 98% of those will settle in mediation. A lot more than the client originally expected.
Visit carlaw.com. That's carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists from Puget Sound Express, orcas, humpback whales, minke whales, and gray whales are all busy feeding in the Salish Sea right now. May is the time of year when migrating species like humpbacks and minkies return, joining our year-round population of Biggs orcas. Guests on whale watching tours are seeing multiple species of whales on most trips. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. In addition to their popular half-day tour, Puget Sound Express now has a new all-day tour that includes a 2-hour stop on San Juan Island. Orcas, gray whales, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Well, here we are. It's 8:48 on a Friday morning. The landing gear is down. We are on final approach to the weekend. That means KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden stopping by to tell us all the fun stuff happening. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, is everyone good for the weekend? Is all of us here? We're all set?
Yes.
All taken care of?
Yep.
Okay, because this is the big reminder, folks. Mother's Day, Sunday. So you got to get your plans in. And good news for you, we got a whole list of great things going on, and let's dive into all the fun right now.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
What? It feels good to be back. You know, I missed being back here last week. I feel like it's been a bit since, I guess it's only 1 week off, but it feels like forever.
you were on G and Ursula for a while.
That is true.
We're very happy to have you back.
Excited to be back in action and excited to be celebrating all of the moms in our life this weekend. And if you don't have some plans, here are a couple of ideas for you. It's going to be a perfect weekend to head downtown and to Pike Place. It is the Big Flower Festival here. If you're familiar, this is 30 local flower farms from across Washington, bringing tulips, daffodils, and all your springtime favorites. Plus, it's going to be a perfect reason to just walk through the market and get a gift from one of the craft vendors or the perfect ingredients for Mother's Day brunch on Sunday. Anyone doing any cooking this weekend? Anybody doing any cooking for mom?
We're going camping. I'm sure I'll be out on the grill doing something. How about you?
No, It's just my mom is in Florida, so
Okay.
I'll be FaceTiming in
All
before while she goes out to lunch with the grandkids. But I sent tulips because growing up, every Mother's Day we used to plant tulips for my mom and other flowers every year. So I send tulips every year for my mom down there. But I'll be thinking of her. If you're also looking for some fun, there's Mother's Day Improv in Post Alley Sunday at 7:30, and the Central Cinema is showing Mamma Mia Sunday at 4 as well. So a couple of fun things. There's also lots more. I mean, most bars, restaurants will be doing Mother's Day stuff too as well. So just be looking up stuff in your area. This was kind of cool. There's some cool stuff going on down in Edmonds, including the 25th annual Edmonds Jazz Connection. This is a celebration of high school jazz artists from across the state who will be taking over 3 venues in Edmonds, which I thought was really cool. It's also a big fundraiser to help raise money for scholarships and programs in the district. This is going to be going on Saturday. This is going to be at the Edmonds Center for Arts, Edmonds Theater, and the Francis Anderson Center. So you can check that out there. Let's see, what else do we want to dive into? There's so many good things. Let's jump into, I got this interesting press release that was sent to me here. So at Merrimore Park, there is going to be this event called Space Chase. And I'm always intrigued with these drone shows because I do think of that one drone show that didn't go so well.
Over on Angle Lake on the 4th of July.
Yes, exactly. But this is going to have over 1,000 illuminated drones who are going to move in synchronized formations. And this one's all about telling a story. So it's actually like supposed to be like kind of like a visual, I don't know. What would you call watching a drone show where they make pictures and shapes? Is that a movie, a visual, a graphic novel?
Eyesore, a display.
So it's a big display. But there's going to be the show. It's a little bit late, starting at 9:15, but they're going to open up the gates at 7:15 with food and drinks on site, so you can go hang out there. So check it out. It's called Space Chase. So that's going to be an interesting one that I saw. And I'm blown away though when you do see those drone shows work. It is amazing what they can do with those things.
Well, Sully likes something called space dust. So
there you go.
That.
Yeah, so what's wrong with it? It's slightly different, but eventually you'll see things moving in the sky.
That one's not too hoppy for me. It actually is. It goes down a little bit more smooth.
Yeah, at 8%, I'm like, okay, good night.
Yeah.
You end up looking at the ceiling, which is up as well. You end up on your back eventually.
All right. In the world of sports, I know you guys just had the Rick Riz show. Really cool to be able to get the insight into him being back in Chicago there. But still plenty of sports going on here. The Seattle Reign have a home match on Sunday at 4. Then the Sounders, they take the pitch tomorrow at 7:30. They're taking on San Diego FC. And the Everett Silvertips, they begin their WHL Championship Series tonight against the Prince Albert Raiders. Tonight and tomorrow's games are home games, so if you want to go check out some championship-level hockey, tickets are still available there. And we got more details, including the Beacon Art Street Fair and the Seattle Art Book Fair on mynorthwest.com.
Okay, judgment call here because, I live in the South End, so we're Thunderbirds people.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have special dispensation to cheer on the Silvertips, or is that strictly forbidden?
It depends on how intense. I don't ever root for a rival. I can't do it. It's the same reason I can't root for the Seahawks because of the Super Bowl.
Well, it's like the Huskies Cougs thing where like Huskies fans, I think, root for the Cougs, but the Cougs will never root for the Huskies.
All right. Well, to be continued. Paul, we have this up on mynorthwest.com.
Yeah, go check it out. We got more details. And as always, if you got cool stuff going on, especially as the summer is right around the corner, kind of really here, KIROradio.com.
All right. 8:53 now. We need to head over to Chris Sullivan for traffic.
Yeah, Space Dust feels really good right about now. I'm thinking.
No, Sully.
It's almost 9 a.m., right?
Sully's shift is different.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? The drive right now, we're looking okay. I mean, for a Friday light, the brake lights are there in the usual places, but they are getting better, especially for those of you up in the north end. I think we've kind of reached the high tide mark because even through Canyon Park and through the 145th area on I-5, we're definitely seeing things getting better. We're back under 50 minutes, probably 45, maybe even under that from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. So we're getting there. It's just going to take a little bit longer. The northbound 405 corridor through the Renton S-curve, still kind of off and on braking up past 30th, but after that, pretty clean the rest of the way. But it's under a half an hour from Renton to Bellevue, under 40 minutes from Puyallup up to Renton. Northbound 5 getting up from the Fife Hill to 18, still a little sluggish, but about 18 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way isn't bad. And Federal Way to Seattle's about 40. The heaviest brake lights there past the West Seattle Bridge. Lake bridges are in fine shape. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, right now in Seattle is 51. We're headed for a high today in the mid-60s. Morning clouds. Maybe some sunbreaks in the afternoon. High clouds on Saturday. It gets progressively cloudier on Sunday for Mother's Day. A high of 66 that day. Monday and Tuesday look to be mostly sunny with highs in the low to mid-70s for Seattle. Coming up on the G and Ursula show, it's Fresh Friday. G and Ursula will break down the latest bids to buy the Seahawks and why the writing is on the wall. AI is stealing tech jobs. That's coming up. You can always check out the show online, YouTube, at KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation. And visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest running mortgage